Said I got to say something, baby, hand me the mic. I said I got to say something, better hand me the mic. Somebody hand me a mic. Cause I got to say something, so just hand me a mic. When I need to say something, better hand me the mic. I said I got to say something, baby, hand me the mic.
I'm the same as you. Runs in my family. Like, the receding hairline, most people are bald.
Cheers for pointing that out, mate, thanks. Yeah.
I'm just... The bit that concerns me is the skinhead.
You can't go skinhead.
No. I haven't got the head for it. I've got a massive head.
Yeah, but you've got dead good hair.
Yeah, but this is on its way, mate. And it's true. It's not in my head. I've got photographs of me, say, not even that long ago, like 5-6 years ago. And I'm not saying it was like wasn't a Lego man by any stretch, but when you look at it, you're thinking,
It's nothing a little trip to Turkey can't sort out, though, mate.
But they're going to shave my head, aren't they?
Yeah, but you'll only look ill for like a couple of weeks, won't you?
To grow my hair length back, like you're looking 3-4 years maybe.
Well, yeah, but like if you went off grid for a little bit and just like wore a hat,
that's a long off grid.
Yeah, but you'd be sound, wouldn't you? Like you'd be all right.
I heard, and it could be nonsense. Southpaw could look into this for us if you wanted. I heard there's a way to do the hair transplant, but they don't shave your hair. So, for example, what would happen is I'd go somewhere and they just put a couple of bits in here first, and then you come back a year later, and like as the years roll by and your hairline moves further and further back, they will keep adding and keep adding. I don't know how true that is. I don't know if that's actually a thing, but
then would you not be left with like a fringe at the front and then no hair at the back? Do you know, as it goes back? That's my worry. Yeah. If I got an hair transplant and got these little McDonald's sign filled in here, and then my hair started going back, I'd just have little pubes at the front of my head, wouldn't I?
Well, I know somebody actually that happened too. A guy called Ali, who used to go to my gym years ago. He had beautiful hair, as most like Indians do, And he'd said he had a hair transplant. And you couldn't see, but when he done what you said, he'd added, like, he was really unfortunate. He said he was going bald at like 19. Do you know what I mean? So he got what needed doing then done. Obviously 10 years had passed, and when he moved his hair back, he had this wonderful hairline and then this gap. And then, like this, it was a mess. Yeah, it was.
See, when you say about shaving it off though, my mate got it done right when I was one of the lads on the rig, and I genuinely thought he had cancer. Like, it was so bad, because like they'd shaved his hair off, and then he had like little patches growing on the back of his head, and then he had these bits here, and nobody dared ask him. He looked like, do you know if you have a lollipop, right, and you drop your lollipop behind the sofa, and you pick it up and it's got little bits of fluff on? No. Like, that's what his head looked like. So that's my worry. Like, I wouldn't want to look like that.
How far do you think because to me, your hair looks fine.
Yeah, I've blow-dried it though.
Oh, you using tactics?
Yeah, like thickening dust and everything.
Yeah.
100%.
We know a guy that used to use that Topic. Have you seen that before?
No, I just used texturizing dust. Yeah, but then if I go outside now and there's a crosswind, it's gone. 100%.
Is it?
Proper Charlton. Massively. 100%.
No. Yeah, you just dread windy days.
Like when I have to go on the rig and the helicopter, downwash on there, it's bad. Honestly, it's like flapping around all over the place. It's terrible.
Oh, you're pulling it off?
Yeah,
but can't tell.
Only because we're in an airtight room.
Yeah.
Like if we had a fan on, yeah, game over.
No, I know my particular style here. I can't hide it, can I?
You got it up there.
No, that's what that Topic does, and it actually works wonders.
Yeah, but what
to
about
be
if
fair.
it rains though?
But then
so
you bug it, aren't you?
You're having a nightmare then, like, if it rains. Like, we'll have to ask the. He won't mind us saying. We'll have to ask Chris what the crack was. But he used to, he'd come in and you were like, oh, you were bald yesterday. He has this full head of hair, but when you look, it's some kind of magic dust that goes in your hair.
Well, you've got to do it clever though as well, because like you said, right, say you look like me and you, and you've got a bit of a recede, and then you come out the next day and you look like Don King. Yeah. People are going to ask questions, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's like people have toupees.
Yeah. Part of me thinks you just let it go. Like when it's, should you just
Yours isn't bad at all.
Yet.
Nah, it's good, man. You could always comb it forward.
You could do that, like.
And then you'd look like Cousin It, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Down here.
Would, yeah. I don't know, I'm in two minds about it, but I mean, you're on about the turkey thing.
Yeah, 100%.
I hear people saying if you're going to get it done, you should go to London and use the proper English ones and pay the top dollar.
Why? Why though?
I don't know.
I'd go to Turkey, me. I got my teeth done in Turkey. To be honest, though, when I went in, the fella spoke hardly any English. So, like, I took a gamble getting my teeth done. I don't know what they've put in, but looks all right.
Look all right.
Doesn't bother me.
When you first got them done, was it agony?
Well, funny story when I had it done. So I was over there for a gig. So I had a couple of hotels that I was doing some gigs for. Right. And when they shave them down, I haven't got them like little Katie Price points, you know, like them little horrible little gnashes. Yeah. Mine aren't like that. They're like laminate veneers. So they only took off like the enamel off my teeth. Oh. And then, but while they're making your new teeth, you've got to put these fake ones on. Right. And the yellow as well. They don't even give you white ones. So they put like these horrible little stick-on yellow things on your teeth. So I had to do a gig in front of 200 people with these yellow teeth on. And they kept falling out halfway through the gig. So it's horrible. It's the most pain I've ever had in my life as well.
Was it?
Like, have you got your teeth done? No, you've got naturally nice teeth.
No, I've got naturally horrendous teeth.
Nah, they're not. They're good then.
About 2 years ago, you didn't see me 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I looked like the things you run about there. These just yellow piano keys. They were just horrific. You know, honestly, they were bad. No, it was a thing. Like when I smile, I don't do a teeth smile. I do a lip smile. And it's because I was concerned about my teeth. Do you know what I mean? They were always yellow. We haven't got good teeth in our family anyway. And I went to a private dentist. That's what changed it. I was always using the NHS. Do you know what I mean? And look, they're putting grey fillings in your mouth and stuff like this. Look, it's great we got the NHS. I'm a believer in the NHS. Yeah. But they're not exactly, they don't care about the aesthetics of it. So I went private. I was terrified thinking it's going to cost this. It didn't cost that much. And maybe over the course of a year, maybe give him a couple of grand. And he changed the shape of them because they're all different lengths. So he filed them down so they're all similar length. Thinking, did some whitening trays and you do the whitening tray once a month and jobs are good now. Yeah, change the change the fillings for white ones. Yeah. No, it's good really on the whole. From where I was, I was thinking about the turkey teeth, but I was always
good. Like
I was scared of the little nibs.
Yeah, but you can get them, but it's cheaper to get them done, or you can get the laminate veneers, which I got done. So like if my teeth fell out now, I'd look like a pure crackhead, like 100%. But it's cheaper and quicker for me to go to Turkey than it is to wait for a dentist in the UK. Yeah, genuinely, like. For me to fly over to Turkey and go and have a holiday and then get my teeth done. Like, I can't touch a dentist now in the UK. Like, they wouldn't touch you. Once you had turkey teeth, nah.
Really?
That's it, yeah, 100%. You're, like, blacklisted.
What if you get, like, cavities and fillings and toothaches and stuff?
Just get it done in Turkey. I got 2 root canals when I went over there for a gig last year. You just got to start it out and just wait.
Is that what it is?
I think you can go private, probably.
Yeah.
But, NHS will never touch you again.
No.
But... is what, isn't it?
Well, who wants the NHS dentist anyway? Is what it is. So, we're all in Southpaw.
We are rolling.
So, which episode is this?
This is episode 33 or 34. I don't
33
or
34, one of them. So, it's episode either 33 or 34. This is People Like Us, and today we're joined by the one and only Jord Lozman.
Hello.
It's... Before we start, should we do a sponsor thing?
We should.
Have you heard of Dash?
Yeah.
You have?
I have.
You're supposed to say no.
No, I haven't, no.
Do you know what I mean?
Tell me more.
Well, Dash, right? They're a web design company, but they're not just any web design company. They're a bespoke web design company. Do you know what that means?
Personalised?
Kind of. It means better.
Better.
So most of the websites you'll see online, most of them will be templated style websites. There's nothing particularly wrong with a templated style website, but it's not personalized. It means it's a drag and drop job. The website's pre-built. You can change the image, change the text. That might be fine for a lot of people. But with a bespoke site, you start from a blank canvas. It gets graphically designed, and then it's developed into a website. What does that mean? It's absolutely perfect. So I'll tell you how it could work for you. Any aspiring comedians, right? Let's say you want to sell tickets, right? Think about that. You could come to Dash and we would build you a website, bespoke I might add, that sells your tickets. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know why that would be good, but like Ticketmaster and that, I don't know.
Well, it's got a fee on it.
There you go. I mean, sell it, Jord. You know,
it's got a fee. Like I use. I don't know if you can name them, but I use a certain one that sounds like Sticks from our website.
Yes.
and I use Ticketmaster for my ticket sales, but then I also have to pay like 2% on top of my ticket sales with that.
Yeah.
So a bespoke one
Imagine.
would imagine the possibilities. They're endless, really, aren't they?
Imagine all them 2%.
Phew, adds up, certainly adds up.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
So if anybody wants a website, give Dash Media a ring.
Yeah.
So, Jord, you are. I like to ask people this sometimes. If you had a name badge, right, that had your job description, what would it be now? Would you say comedian?
Yeah, probably. Comedian / entrepreneur, business owner.
Entrepreneur?
Yeah, I don't know. To be honest, I've got that many strings to the bow at the minute. I don't know what my name badge would be. Probably Hi, I'm Will from in between, to be honest. But probably I'd target more towards a comedian. That's what I'm sort of focusing on more now as the time goes on.
Are you a restaurateur?
No, I can't even pull a pint, let alone, like, I can't carry more than one plate either.
No.
But we have invested into some businesses now, one being a restaurant and one being a pub. So...
Is the restaurant not the pub?
No, we've got two. We've got the Dubliners in Thornaby by the train station.
I didn't know that.
We've got that one. And we've got Manzo in Bishop.
My research fails me. I know about Manzo. Well, I'll tell you what we like to do. I've got loads, as you can see, that I want to talk to you about. But we do like to start with the beginning. So where are you from? How did this begin? How did your life begin?
So I was born in Redcar originally. Moved away from there when I was in year 7 or 8, so probably about 12 or 13. Moved to Ellesmere Port near Chester for my stepdad's work. So I moved over to there. Had to like adapt into a different... I think that's what like crafted me into doing what I'm doing now, because I went from northeast to northwest and I was always like an outsider. Like the way that they spoke, like if I said a toaster, they'd be like, they wouldn't understand what I was saying. Do you know what I mean? They'd be like toaster. Yeah. So like I was always a bit outsider when I went there. That was quite hard. I think growing up in like a different part of where you come from. And that sort of crafted me to being like doing what I do with a comedy now. Like being quick-witted, I think. Because I was always like the weird kid when I went there. Do you know what I mean? Like they'd all been together, all the kids in school had been together for like all of primary school and the start of secondary school, and I was just like dropped in the middle of it. So it was quite hard to adjust going to there, I think. Probably why I joined the military as well, because it didn't fit anywhere.
Yeah. No, again, all sorts to ask you on that, mate. That fascinates me. There's also some bits I'm going to ask you about. I've never spoke to somebody in the who has been in the military, so there's bits and pieces I want to ask you about this, what your opinions would be. But just before we do, Redcar. I know people from Redcar, right? And as a lot of people may, Redcar's known as a deprived place.
No, massively, still is.
So obviously you were 13 when you left Redcar. Did you witness anything like that? Did any of that touch your life? Any of the deprivation?
Yeah, so one of the lads that I went to school with, he's last year died of heroin. So I went to school with him, same age as me, 32. He died at 30 from a bad batch of heroin. A lot of lads that I went to school with have attempted to kill themselves or have killed themselves. It's just a bad place to like sort of grow up in. Like I found when I went back, obviously I went back to Redcar after I'd been in the military and I'd like toured all over the world and I'd grew up really quick. And I went back and everyone was just still in the same position that they were in when I left. Even though like I left at 13, I'd still pop back because my dad lived there as well. So throughout like my military career, I'd go back and everyone was still in the same pubs and still like working the same jobs and nobody had any real prospects. So I think that's what's like driven me to just succeed really. Like my brother and sister have been quite successful and I've just tried to always like fill that gap of having grew up in like a deprived area and try and like be successful so I can give something back, especially with this men's mental health thing. Like, and the Dubliners in Thornaby as well. That is something that wouldn't really have been like my go-to place to invest in because if you've been, it's like quite a deprived area as well, Thornaby. But I'm just hoping that with the time that we've got to put into it now, we can make it something in the area. I spoke before to you about introducing like some warm days in like the Dubliners and Thornaby, which is where people that are homeless or are struggling or they're down and they've got no money, they can come in and have some food or have a cup of tea or just get out of like the cold for a bit. That's like one of my plans. I don't want to be successful and forget my roots. Like I came from like a pretty shitty area, to be honest. And I don't want to forget that really. I want to try and help people that are going through what I would be going through if I was still in the area. I'm quite lucky that I got away from it. But I understand that there's still 99% of people are still struggling in that area.
Yeah, like I say, I'm not from there, but my understanding of it and the times I've gotten, it's you do see some things.
Yeah.
Why do you think? Okay, let me start again. The Northeast on the whole is known as it's a fact. Is that right, Southpaw? It's the most deprived area in the UK. Is that right?
I've got a stat here saying Redcar, Cleveland is the highest level of deprivation, with 34.2% of households classified as deprived in at least one dimension. And I had a similar scenario when I went off to uni, and it's tough when you come back and you see your mates sat in the same pub, drinking the same pint with the same lads at the same time every weekend. And yeah, it does sort of drive you. I can agree with that.
Why do you think it is?
Because Redcar used to be thriving with steelworks and ICI, the chemical plants, and British Steel. That was all what Redcar was known for. And then I think it was actually cheaper to buy steel from China than it was to produce it ourselves. So when that shut down, it took with it a lot of people's livelihoods and work. The same as like when places had coal mines and they shut down, people just had things that they were good at, and there's no real transferable skills, is there? Like if you were good at making steel, what are you going to do then? Work in Lidl or Aldi, stacking shelves. It's the option, innit?
Been like I imagine it was a massive employer, was it?
Yeah,
I imagine
massively.
half the town worked there.
Yeah, everyone's dads and granddads grew up working there. And then I think when that went, it just left a massive gap. So like it's a sort of area where people, like steel was in everyone's blood there. That's what they know Teesside for anyway. It's like steel, isn't it?
Yeah.
And when that's gone, what do you fill that gap with? Like you walk around Redcar now and there's all them shops that have got like the fake shops, you know, where they've got like clothes inside, but it's just like a sticker.
Yeah.
So it's like
it's
not an actual shop, it's just a sticker.
It's a bit
like,
of a ghost town, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Like,
and you walk around, you see people, and I know some of my mates will probably listen to this, and if they are, I'm sorry, but they all look like they're haggard as fuck because they've just got nothing. Like, and that's one thing that I want to make sure that I can change is like give people a bit of hope. And if I become successful, which I will, like I'm on the right path to it now, then use it as sort of like so people can see it doesn't matter where you come from or what you've got. There's always another way to become successful, whether you've got to graft your ass off to do it. Like I have. Like I didn't want to go in the military at 16. I joined the regiment because I liked the uniform. That was it. I thought I could pull birds when I was in the military, like with an RAF uniform. And I did. Like,
yeah, buddy.
I done all right there. But like, I didn't join to go to war and see people blown up and like kids shot and people with legs missing and shit like that. Like, I didn't plan for that. I just went because I literally liked the uniform. And like, I think it developed me into a bigger character by doing it. But I'm sure we'll touch on it in a bit later. Like the PTSD that came with that. Like even last night, I woke up in the middle of the night sweating, didn't know where I was, freaking out. I was about 10 minutes away from cancelling coming here today because I had like the worst night's sleep in my life, and it just hits you. But I want people to see like I've been through all that shit and struggled and been suicidal, and I'm still making a success. So that's why I look at the lads that I went to school with that haven't got much going for them, but like life's a big journey. It doesn't matter if you make it in when you're 21 or 31 or 41 or 61. Like there's always a chance to make something of yourself. It doesn't matter when. It's a big race, innit? It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. That's my plan.
We've talked about in here before that it's. I mean, you're a unicorn in the story, because most 99.9% of people, you think if it's not people's faults, you know, other people your age, like you say, if walking around Red Canal haggard, you know, addicted to this, whatever. It's you know, there's more to the story than just what you see. It's how did their life begin? You know, for the most part, they might have not had the best start, you know, and obviously that comes with its own things. Then, you know, the education they get, the this, the that, the other, it's all a knock-on effect, and they find themselves an adult, know nothing other than what they're doing. It's you know, it's all very well saying, you know, anyone can do it, but I don't know, you know. I don't know.
I think we all come into the world the same, don't we? We're all born.
We've all got a hole in our ass, mate. Yeah.
We're all born. We've got no clothes on. We come into the world and you breathe your first breath. And then we all go out the same way as well, breathing your last breath with a 90 on in hospital. I think it's the bit in the middle is the only thing we have control over.
Yeah.
Like, and obviously if you're starting from a family that's got 6 kids and you're all fighting over the last chicken nugget, then you've got a bit of a shit start to start off with. But I think if you then strive to make sure that you can put more chicken nuggets on the table, I know it's a terrible analogy, chicken nuggets, but like, it's like the bit in the middle is where you can then decide what you can do for your family. Like, some of the most successful people in the world came from nothing. Like, there's obviously the 10-20% of people that are born into wealth and they have it made all the way through, but then you also see that 10% of people that end up with fuck all as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you've got everything your whole life and then you don't have to work for nothing, you don't appreciate anything. Like, I've been there. I had everything when I started working offshore. I had the fancy BM, convertible BM. I had loads of money in the bank. I never had no food in the fridge. I always had, my fridge was always stocked. And then I lost my job offshore and my car got repossessed. I was getting food parcels off my mum and dad and sister and couldn't afford to put electric on, and just sacked off the electric bills. Just said that's like something I'll deal with afterwards. I was working for like more or less below minimum wage. It was barely legal what I was working for. And I used to walk around at 25 after being to Afghanistan twice and being in the military. And I was going into Tesco, getting the chicken nuggets from the hot section, eating them because I was that hungry, and then hiding the packet. That was at 25 after I'd been to a war zone twice. So I've had my like success, failure, and now it's success again, or it's starting to be success again. But when we got to the point where me and my wife had our last £10 and we'd spend it on a pizza and cut it in half and share it, that was some of the best times I had, because it was just me and her before we had the kids and that. And like, now I won't ever get to that position again. Like, a lot of it you can't control, but like, I'll never turn down a gig. I'll never turn down any job either. Like, I went from being in the military, being in Afghanistan, working offshore on the oil rigs, earning a lot of money, to working in House of Fraser selling perfume. Like, and I'd done that. It was a mint job, by the way. Like, I smelt mint as well, like all the time. But like, nothing was below me. Like, I took that job in House of Fraser because I had to. I went as a Christmas temp and sold perfume, made like $7.50 an hour, and stole my chicken nuggets through the daytime. But I'd done it to keep going.
You did what you needed to survive.
Yeah. Like, a lot of people that lose things think it's below them or beneath them to like go and work a normal job stacking shelves, or go and sell perfume, or sell magazines, Big Issue and stuff like that. I'd do anything. Like, if it meant I could still feed my kids, I would literally be outside selling a Big Issue.
Yeah. I'm a big believer in reasons. And I think anything's possible if you've got a reason to do it.
Yeah.
Within reason, of course. We're not going to grow a pair of wings and fly, obviously. The reason I asked you that question wasn't that I don't believe, you know, that not anyone can do it. I actually do believe anyone can do it, but I wanted to put it to you, see what you thought. I do think there is, I won't say a route to complete success, but there is a route to not be fucked for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, there is something you can do to better yourself. Everybody. I think for yourself, I don't know you personally, but you mentioned you got kids. That's probably about the strongest reason you can get, right?
Yeah, 100%.
I guess, you know, look, I'm also not a boxer, but I hear that the vast majority of successful boxers and sportsmen have come from incredibly deprived backgrounds, and it's a desire to get out of that gets them there.
Yeah, it is,
know?
definitely.
I do believe, and again, I don't know loads about the systems and things, but I don't think there's enough things to help people. For example, drug addicts and things like that. There's not enough. It's an illness, you know. At the end of the day, that's my belief. I don't think they're bad people. Heroin addicts and things like this. I think there should be more to help fix the problem, as opposed to just casting them aside and saying, you know, pigeonhole them. Use our drug addicts, therefore you sit over there. Everybody was once not a drug addict, you know.
It was someone's kid, wasn't it? Still is. It's an escape, and I think, like, I don't justify and think that doing drugs is the right answer, but if all you've got is the 10 minutes for you to be in a different world where you take heroin or you take ecstasy or you take coke or whatever, and that works for you, then so be it. Like, if your life's that hard that and I said this to my mum, like, I'll never give money to somebody that's begging on the street, like, because I don't want to fuel that fire of making them go and buy drugs, but I'll always take them and get them food. Like, there was a guy outside Aldi in Darlow, and he was freezing. It was when we had that really bad winter a couple of winters ago, and I went into Aldi, got him some gloves, got him a jacket, got him a sleeping bag, and some like sandwiches and that, and gave that to him, and he was like, I'd rather have the money. And I was like, I know, mate, but like, I'm not going to give you the money.
No.
Like, if this sees you through with this, like, food and warmth, then someone else will come and give him a tenner. And then if he chooses to inject that, then that's on him. Do you know what I mean? Like, I won't judge him, because I've been nearly there. Like, when I first started having PTSD, I started taking loads of coke. Yeah. Massively, all the time, every weekend, just to try and blank it all out. And I felt like an absolute god for a night.
It's pretty Moorish.
Yeah. And then the next day I'd wake up and I'd feel like my head had been kicked in, and it was just a cycle. So then I'd take more drugs. Like, I'm not proud of it, but it was my way of dealing with things, because I thought that was the only way to deal with it at the time. Like, now I know that there's much better tried and tested things out there, like that cold water, but I would never get in one of them baths, mate. Have you done that?
Yeah.
Do you do it?
Yeah.
Right, like, I couldn't do that. Like, I'm sure it's amazing for you, but, like, I couldn't get in that bath. Like, I have to have my bath hot when I get in. Like, I couldn't get in some freezing cold.
I mean, I prefer a hot one, you know.
I mean, it must be good for you. I mean, you look great, so it's obviously working.
Well, I don't know about that, but so they say.
Yeah.
So they say, obviously, if you're going to dip in something freezing cold, you get out, you're going to feel a certain type of way when you get out, yeah. You do feel a bit energized, you know.
Every day, right, Daniel?
Every day, yeah. Every day I do one.
I couldn't do the cold baths, but I've just started venturing into the cold showers.
Well, I've actually got a ticket out of it. I'm about to move into a house, as you know, Southport, and there's no bath in the house.
Oh, nightmare.
So secret, you know, I've been whinging on at my dad saying, I'm going to need a bath. And I'm like, fucking get in. You know, that's that, I can't do it. It's a nightmare.
What a shame.
What a shame, yeah.
You can get the ones that you just put in your garden, though.
We don't talk about that, no. No, I tried that. That's how the journey began with the cold plunges. I got a rubber bucket, basically, is what it was. Yeah, it was great the first time. Then what do you do? You've got a massive gallon full of, like, you know, still water that's going to start getting bacteria. It doesn't work. And it gets warm. It's only cold the first time it goes in. Do you know what I mean? No, that's not hygienic, that. You think after 2 or 3 days, you've basically got putrid water.
Have you seen people getting their dustbins and that?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I wouldn't do that. Like, my bin stinks, man.
I don't think you're supposed to get in your actual
But people do get actual bins, though.
I think you're supposed to get, like, a new one.
Did you get a new bin? Where'd you get a new bin from? Yeah.
I don't know. He has to council, don't
Yeah, I
you?
think.
Do
You
ya?
can, yeah, I think you can get ones off.
You
the
can buy
council.
them.
I mean, see, that's what I mean about my level of like intelligence. Like, I'd have just rinsed my bin out and got in the bin.
Well, I used to shower in a bin, kind of.
Used to shower in a bin.
Well, I'll tell you this. I'll save you this long story. Long story short, I hit hard times once, right?
Yeah.
Massive chew. And I had to move in somewhere. Long story short, and the house I was living in, the shower broke, and it only had a shower. Now I wanted to get clean, and I didn't want to get a hose wash in the sink. I mean, I did the first day, but the shower wasn't getting fixed for a while. So I took it upon myself to, it failed, but I went to whatever it was, B&Q, and I bought like a plastic old school bin.
Yeah.
It wasn't a wee like the Biffa bins. This was back when you had like, like round bins, I think it was. Yeah, so I stood in the kitchen with this bin and was boiling kettles and putting, kettles in this bin, and then tapped it up with cold water. Then realised when I got in it, I'm too big, so you couldn't get in it properly. Do you know what I mean? So I'm still stood in this bin in the kitchen, naked, having a hose wash. Yeah. The small bins. Yeah.
Got to do what you got to do, though.
You got to do what you got to do, right?
You
That's
have.
what it is. But no, they're called plunges. Yeah, look, I'm not right in the head. I've got one of those addictive personalities,
Yeah.
I get onto things and I can't get off it.
But if it works for you, though, mate, it's good. It's good for your head as well.
Apparently.
is.
Well, it's got to the point now, and I don't know whether it's that I would miss I miss the benefits, or that it is the addictive side of me kicking through. But if I ever, for example, if I wake up and I'm late for something and I've rushed out and I haven't done a cold plunge, I feel different. I feel my head's telling me, you're not going to have a good day now. You're not going to have a good day.
Yeah.
You feel shit. I don't know whether it's actually, physiological, if that's the word, or it's just psychological. I don't know.
There's a routine, though, innit?
Yeah.
You obviously must have routines, what you need to go through. To
Oh,
keep
I'm a man of
yourself-
routine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
Definitely.
like when I do a gig, right? If I don't wear the same aftershave and the same
Love this.
shoes, the same watch,
Lucky pants.
yep, and the same socks, right? I've got these socks. I make sure I wash them, like. But
Yeah.
I've got the same socks. One of them's got a little hole in the toe, right? And when I done my first proper successful gig, like when I got a standing ovation, I had this holy sock on.
Right.
So now, before I go and do this gig, I'll put them same skanky socks on that are clean, obviously. But like, if someone said to me, right, Jord, like we'll go on a night out, and they'll go, oh, will you do an impromptu gig? And I'll be like, nah, because I need to go home. I need to put my products in my hair. I need to have the same watch on, same socks, same shoes. Like I could never just go. Like if you said now, will you do a gig now? I'd be like, nah. Even if there was 1,000 people waiting, I wouldn't do it.
Not you got lucky socks on.
No, I haven't got them on. No,
Is it superstition?
I don't know, because honestly, right, the one time I didn't wear them, I had a proper shit gig.
Oh, job's fucked now.
Oh, massively.
That's it now.
So, and they're getting to the point now where like that hole's getting bigger. So it's going to be like an ankle sock soon.
Yeah.
But like I'll just have to put it in my pocket or something.
It's going to be a bracelet eventually.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's going to be an ankle bracelet.
An
innit?
ankle bracelet, yeah. That's what it's going to be.
We'll be all right.
You can still rock it though.
Yeah, I will. Like 100%.
You probably might have to get to the point where you put in a new pair of socks on with those over the top. That might be a route.
It's a good shout, that. But
Do you
then
know what I
I
mean?
wore them for the whole week in Edinburgh. They were stinking by the end
I
of
bet
it.
they were,
Because
yeah.
I had to do every single gig with them socks on, didn't I?
Yeah.
Pure lifting by the end of it.
Hose washing your socks.
Yeah,
in the sink.
100%. I just put them in the sink, give them a little scrub, and that was it.
Yeah.
But they were all right. Like, no one smells your feet, do they, when you're doing a gig?
Well, it depends what type of gig it is. You
Well,
know.
it was quite close.
Yeah.
It was intimate.
Intimate.
Intimate, yeah. But yeah, I've got routines, me. So yours is the same.
Yeah.
Like, if I didn't do that, I would not feel comfortable going and doing a gig. Same as you with your plunge.
No.
It's a good thing to have, but then it does limit you.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. After years and years of adding things into the routine,
Yeah.
half my day's taken up with like switching light switches on and off 4 times and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you have to say Hail Mary 3 times when you leave the house, do you know?
But Steve Jobs done that, you know.
Did
do you know
what?
that? Like, do you know why he only ever wore that roll neck?
I don't know why, but I know he did.
Do you not know the story of it?
I think he had lots, right? Lots of different roll necks.
He had it's the same one. So he always had the black roll neck, right? And it's
The
a
turtle
fact.
head.
Yeah, like the turtleneck
Yeah.
roll neck thing. So he said that your brain can only like make so many decisions in a day, right? And if one of your decisions when you first wake up is what you need to wear, then you're already limiting your availability for what you can process in a day.
Huh.
So he always had the same roll neck set out every single day, so that when he'd get up, he'd put that on, and that was like one less thing he had to think about.
Huh.
And it worked for him.
I see the thought. I see the thinking in it. I guess so.
Because I think how long did you decide to put that tracksuit on today before you came out?
I planned this. I knew at the weekend I was.
Did you?
Yeah.
See, I didn't. I ironed this before I came out.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got no time for that, Jord. No.
I know. But usually I'd prepare.
Chaos.
But,
That's so.
Yeah,
God.
it's bad, isn't it?
That would just fry my head. That.
I know.
I'd have a panic attack.
I know. Like my gig stuff for the next week is prepared. I know where that is.
Right.
Like, but today I had pure anxiety. I was like, oh my God, what am I going to wear? Like, and then I had to think about, obviously there's cameras here, so I need something that's not too tight. Do you know what I mean? So that my belly's like resting on the table. Yeah. So I've got two of these tops. One of them's a bit tighter, one's a bit looser. So I put the looser one on.
Yeah.
So
Tactics.
Yeah, tactics. Like jeans, obviously there's no cameras under the table, but pick the jeans.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a stressful environment, isn't it?
Oh,
very.
yeah.
You know, you were saying there about light switches, Daniel. Now, I know that's not actually an issue for you.
No. I'm not far off, mate.
You know Paul Gascoigne, Gaza?
Yeah.
There was a story where he actually missed a game of football because he was on the bus on the way to the game and he had to get a taxi from wherever that bus pulled over to go home to double check that he'd turned the light switches off because he had severe OCD.
No way.
Yeah, and he missed a full game of football I think he got there for the back end of the game, but he missed a full game of football, but just because he had to go home and double check the light was off.
Have you ever left the house before and not remembered if the iron's on or not?
Yeah.
That's
or
the
if you lock the
worst.
door.
Chew that in it. I can live with a lock on the door because I ain't got an out to nick, but the iron one, that gets me. I've done that before.
Yeah.
Halfway home. You can't leave it, can you?
Can you go to bed without checking all your doors and windows?
Yeah, I don't fear that.
Do you not?
But there's things that I know what you're getting at. There is certain things that I have to do before bed. Yeah. Certain things.
I check every single door and window.
Really?
Even if I've came in, right, took the kids in, put them in the living room, lock the door. Before I go to bed, if I'm in bed, right, I'm like, fuck, I've locked the door. I'll get up out of bed, go downstairs, check every single door and window. Every single, and I can't sleep until I've done it.
I mean, you got kids though, so I get it.
It's not about that.
Isn't it?
I think it's just like the PTSD thing. Like genuinely, like I'm not bothered if someone breaks into my house. Like it'd be a bit of excitement, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm
like I'd deal with that if I had to. But it's the thought of like leaving a door unlocked and inviting someone in. Do you know what I mean? Like you see all these little weirdos that go around and check doors. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine like hearing someone downstairs in your house?
Yeah, you treat yourself.
Of course you would, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Doesn't matter how brave you think you are. You're giving, I'll do this. No,
I'd send my
you
wife
shit
down,
your
mate,
pants, mate.
100% I'd send her down. we had a thing, right, happen before. So there was this noise downstairs, right? I've got this big samurai sword in my bedroom, right? That I have purely for display purposes.
Obviously,
right?
it's on.
Obviously. And it's within arm's reach if anyone comes in.
Yeah, it just
right?
happens to be.
And I heard this noise downstairs, right? And the kids were in bed, so I was like, their sound. And I said to Kate, I was like, there's someone downstairs. And she was like, go and check. And I was like, right, well, listen, what you should do is you go down first, right?
The negotiation starts.
The negotiation, right? I said, you go down because they're not going to hit you because you're a woman, right? I said, and then I'll come down behind you and make sure that you've got backup, right? So I took my samurai sword and walking down the stairs like fucking Kill Bill, right? Down the stairs. And I was like, go and check the living room, babe. So she went in. She did. Like, she's hard as fuck.
Respect.
So she went in, checked. There was no one there, right? It was only a mole. So we've got a cat, right? The cat had brought a mole in. Have you ever seen a mole?
I've never seen a mole.
Horrendous. Straight out of hell.
Let's have a look at the mole's health,
Yeah,
Paul.
I'm getting it up.
Honestly, right? The claws on him are massive. So my son's got a fishing net, right? So I caught this mole in the fishing net. And I didn't know what to do with it, right? There, that's him. Look at him.
I don't believe in moles.
Look at them. They're absolutely... Look at the fingers on them.
That's how they do all the digging, isn't it?
Well, they're blind, aren't they?
The blind?
They're blind. They've got like really good sensors in the ears and that.
What, so they just don't have eyes?
I think
They do have
they're
eyes,
there,
but
they're
they're
little
what's
pinholes
that?
out there. Disgusting, isn't
That's
it?
a nightmare.
So that was running around my kitchen. So I caught it, right,
Samurai
in the fishing net.
sword in it.
and then I flicked it out, right, out of the garden. And do you remember them Nerf things that you threw and they go... When I flicked this mole, it made that noise. Straight in the garden.
No way.
Swear to God, squealed the whole way. Disgusting.
It squealed?
It squealed as it went through the air.
What sort of a noise does the mole make?
It was like... That's what I
Is
did.
that a fact, is it?
Yeah, fact. And obviously I sent Katie down first.
Obviously.
Yeah. You've got to like... See, even again in the military, right, you've got to assess these situations, right? Like, so...
Yeah, training comes into play.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? So I just thought I'll put her down first as like...
A decoy.
A decoy, yeah. And then while they're like, oh, fucking hell, there's
that's
a
a
girl
bird in
there,
there,
I'll be like, whoop, gone. You know, that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
Luckily, there was no one there. And then she told my son about it, right? And obviously, have you got kids? Right. So when you have kids and you go to the school the next day, the kids tell everything to all the other kids, right? So I was doing like the school run, and all the mums were like, I heard that you sent your wife down last night, because he's obviously gone round and said, oh, daddy sent mummy down first. Like, in the thing. So the whole school knew that I was a shitty ass.
And you were like, you obviously know nothing about
I was
military
like, yeah,
tactics.
you obviously haven't tactified this
obviously.
at all.
Yeah, you speak to a man in the military here, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it.
Style it out.
Yeah. And
I
I
heard
still do it again.
I'm going to get onto it in a bit, but I heard a funny story on your podcast with your missus, the Larry Lozmans, about some ghosts in your house.
Oh, mate, don't. It's horrible.
Is this true?
Which one? Because there was a lot happened.
Well, I'm not going to lie, I didn't listen to the whole story, but there was something going on in the kitchen in...
Tower House.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something had gone on.
We got a priest in, didn't we?
No, you didn't.
We did. So, right.
A real priest?
Yeah, like a proper, like blessing the rooms and
Right,
that.
so this is an exorcism almost.
Yeah, right. So what happened was, we lived in this house, right? And two things happened, two major things. So the first one, we were lying in bed, and I never believed in none of this stuff, right? I always, if people would be like, oh, there's ghosts, I'd be like, yeah, whatever. It doesn't exist, right? So we were lying in bed, and we had an ensuite down the bottom of the bedroom, and I heard like these footsteps, right, go towards the ensuite, and then the door opened, right? So I jumped up and turned the light on, right? And as I turned the light on, it went dead bright, flickered, and then blew, right? Like all the electrics went out. So I shit myself, right? She sat up in bed and screamed and said something has just touched her, right?
Oh,
and
God.
as she said that, right, I collapsed. God's honest truth, right? Collapsed to the floor. Felt like someone had grabbed my shoulder and pulled me down, right? I had a red mark there, right? And she had a scratch mark on her back, right, where this thing had touched her. So we went out and stayed in the hotel for the night, right? Because I wasn't going back to there. And then we ended up, I was like, we moved out like a couple of weeks later, like gave them the notice, gone, right? And then we moved downstairs. But when we were downstairs, so we had a staircase that went up the living room and split off to the bedrooms, right? And we were in the bedroom on the right, and we heard this noise downstairs. And I was like, right, if there's something there, then make yourself known, right? Stupid thing, never do that. If you ever watch a horror film, right, don't entice them, right? But I thought I was hard as fuck, right? So I was like, listen, if you're there, then show yourself, right? So it did, didn't it? Right? Then there was this massive bang, right? So I went white, right? Like proper white. Went downstairs. All the cupboards in the kitchen were open. All the cookbooks had been knocked off. And the skirting boards underneath had been ripped out. I swear to God.
No.
And apparently it was, so the building was an old synagogue, like a Jewish place of worship.
Right.
And it was the 75th anniversary of the Holocaust when this happened.
No
mate.
way.
Mate, it was so bad.
That's terrifying.
I would
so bad.
never, ever go back into that
Nah.
house. What, so all that shit really happened?
Yeah, and then we got a priest round, right? So so I used to go to this food kitchen, right? And like volunteer there and like help cook food for the homeless.
Right.
And it was like a Methodist church with like all these Methodist priests that had like sing, you know, when they all stand up and sing. Right. And then this priest came round and I was like, listen, there's something going on in the house, right? And he walked in and he had this holy water, right? And we all had to hold hands. And he was like, this house is blessed, and was like throwing water at the walls in the corners and was like, evil spirits better leave this house, and like proper casting all this water everywhere.
What?
I swear to God. And he was like, I've got a bad feeling about this place. And we moved out, moved to Gainsford.
Yeah.
Mate, horrible.
Sharpish.
Honestly, so bad. Like I'd never believed in none of that. And the stuff that used to happen in that house, stuff used to go missing. And we had a cat, right? And it's gone now. But the cat,
The ghost took the cat.
no, we moved and took the cat with us and then fucked it off because the cat was well annoying. And
Fuck the cat.
so fuck the cat, it's gone.
Being a bitch.
So, but the cat pulled up floorboards in the kitchen and lived under the floorboards. We never seen it for like 6 months.
What the fuck?
Mate, it's so bad.
Kind of cat. I mean, it could be the cat that was possessed.
Well, I don't know. Well, yeah, maybe it's gone now anyway.
Might have been the cat. You know what I mean?
Could well be, couldn't it?
Yeah. Where'd you get the cat from?
Never thought of that. There's just some old woman. It's only 20 quid. It's a bit cheap for a cat, that, isn't it?
20 quid.
20 quid for a cat, yeah, and it was a kitten as well.
Yeah.
Comes
I
with
mean,
some-
it's a rip-off if it was a haunted cat.
Comes with some baggage, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Take the cat, 20 quid, but it'll fucking dead start spinning on that.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Mate, I've never experienced anything like that, but I do. I've sort of. I can relate. Have you ever watched Paranormal Activity?
Yeah, that was like my life.
Right. Yeah. I mean that changed my life for weeks. The first time I watched that.
Horrible, isn't it?
Yeah. I remember, I mean, again, nothing happened, but I can remember watching that movie, and the very first night after watching that movie, been at home, and I'm not ashamed to say I hid under the quilt. You know, I was that scared. Yeah, I mean, your story of that seems like a horror movie.
Yeah, it was. It was horrible.
You could feel it touch you.
I had a mark. I had an actual mark. I must have the picture of it on my phone somewhere.
Did you believe in it before?
No, not at all.
Not at all?
No.
Complete disbeliever?
Completely.
Now you're a complete believer?
Well, I don't like to, but like there's too much has happened.
I mean, after your experience, you can't really not.
No.
Right?
But then I tried to like assess it and figure out what it could be and like try and find a logic in it, because everything's usually got a logic in it, why it happens, but it just didn't make any sense.
So you can't come up with any...
Nothing whatsoever. Nothing. It was horrible. Like, it was that bad we moved.
Yeah.
Like, uprooted and just went.
I'm surprised you went back at all.
Well, again, though, we had no money at the time, so we had to like borrow money to move and everything. But I would have rather have gone into debt than stay in that house. It was so bad.
I feel that way about spiders. Like, if I see a spider in the house, I'm going to have to move.
Have you ever seen a camel spider?
Don't, mate.
Have you got one of them there?
I'll grab one of them for
They
you.
have,
don't,
they have these
mate.
in Afghan. Check
I've
these
heard
out.
about this.
These are scarier than the Taliban, I swear to God.
I don't...
Mate,
We're going to look at this, aren't we?
I'm like you. Look at them there.
Why?
Horrible, aren't they?
Jesus.
Look at the mouth on them.
No.
They're like a scorpion. They've got
Which
like a hard
mouth?
shell. They're disgusting, aren't they? Oh, that's only a little baby on that one.
Look at the size
Look at
of
them, man. They're minging, aren't they?
Oh, my God.
So they're all over Afghanistan?
Yeah, everywhere.
Bloody
They
hell.
run at you as well, right? So like,
course they do.
when you're in Afghan, right? Because it's so hot, like they like the shade. So they run to your shadow and they put the little legs up like that. See them ones there, and they like run at you like that to get into your shade.
Like the
so
Taliban.
you fucking run away from them, and then they run after you. And then as soon as they get to your shadow, they stop.
Right. Yeah.
Horrible, aren't they?
Yeah, that'd be me checking out at that point. Yeah. Are they poisonous?
No, they're even worse. They jump 7 feet. That's why they're called camel spiders, because they jump onto the belly of a camel and then they inject poison into you, which numbs you, and then they eat you.
Of course they do.
Like there was an American Marine and it ate like his whole calf, got into his sleeping bag, and then like numbed his leg and ate his leg. They're disgusting. They're horrible. They're the scariest things about Afghan, not the Taliban. Fuck them. They were sound. It was them things.
Well, you've talked about the Taliban, so let's go into that, because you obviously went in the army.
RAF.
RAF.
RAF
Is that what
yeah.
it is?
Yeah.
How, you say 16.
16 and a half, yeah.
At what point, or what made you decide to go into the military?
So genuinely, I liked the uniform. Like there was nothing going for me in like the northeast or northwest, and well, I have to be honest, won't I? Because we're being honest, I hated my stepdad. Right, he was a proper bully, and he was horrible to my mum. Like I used to watch him like shout at her and throw things at her, and he was dead abusive to like me and her, and I wanted to know how to kill someone.
Right.
So that's what I said to my brother. My brother told me about this and I completely forgot about it. So as well as the uniform, I wanted to be able to know how to kill someone so I could kill him.
What, with your
one day.
hands?
Yeah.
Right.
Because he was such a bully, he was such a horrible person, and he was so nasty to my mum and me that I wanted to be able to go from being like a little nerdy kid to being like able to just wipe him out.
When you say bully, what do you mean? Psychologically bullying or
Physically, psychologically, horrible.
Was he?
He was so horrible. Like, if I could get away with it, I would kill him.
Yeah.
Like, he was just a nasty piece of work.
Really?
Like, and because he was so big, he was like 25 stone or something, like a massive, big, fat, ugly prick.
Right.
And he used to use his size to intimidate people. And then when I came back from the regiment, that's when, like, I confronted him.
Right.
And obviously, knowing that I could hurt him, he was like a little melt.
Mm.
Like, as soon as somebody could stand up to him, he just went back to being... He could pick on people that were smaller than him and women, but he could never defend himself against somebody that could give him a good run for his money.
He's a real man then, eh?
Yeah, proper man, wasn't he?
Mm.
So that was what I said to my brother. I wanted to join up so I could learn how to kill someone. And I could eventually kill him. disclaimer, he's not dead. He's still alive. But
I presume he's off the scene, is he?
yeah, I don't know where he is. But the thing is now I've got older and got wiser, I wouldn't even waste my time with him. No. Because all you'd have to do is confront him and he'd shit himself because he was just a bully. So that was the real reason. Because I was always a bit of a geek at school. I was never tough. I was never hard. Still aren't. I'm not now. But
But you can kill someone though.
Yeah. So that's what I wanted to be able to do to him. And never got the opportunity.
So that was the reason?
That was a truthful reason.
That was the driving force to going in?
Yeah.
You know when you go in the Army's careers office for the first day, I did see a picture of the careers office you went into. What happens when you go in?
So I went in, they asked me what I wanted to do.
What did you say?
I said, I want to...
You didn't say you want to kill somebody, right?
No, because they wouldn't put you in for that, would they?
No.
But I knew that's what I wanted to do.
Right.
I wanted to go into an infantry unit so that I could learn how to basically defend myself. So you've got the Marines, which is the Navy side of the Navy's infantry side, and then you've got the RAF regiment, which is the RAF's infantry side, which is primarily your main job is to defend airfields. But obviously that doesn't happen now because there's not loads of airfields that need defending. So it's an infantry role. But yeah, so that's why I just went in and I said I want to go into an infantry unit, but I don't want to join the army. So they said, well, you can do the RAF regiment. And I'd seen some videos about it and it looked all right. And so I just went with that. What's
the difference between, this is a divvy's perspective. You go in the army, you put the army gear on, you get a gun. You go in the RAF, if you're not flying a plane, don't you just put an army gear on and get a gun?
No. So you primarily defend the airfields, but our job in Afghanistan was to go, so you had Camp Bastion, which was the size of Reading, I think it was when we were there.
I've heard about it.
And then we used to patrol a certain amount of kilometres around the outside. But obviously around the outside is where all the Taliban are. So I initially went out at 18, a couple of days after my 18th birthday, because one of the lads that I was in the regiment with went over an IED and got killed. So I went out to replace him, which was fucking horrendous because I had to sleep in his bed and it was horrible. So I went out there initially because I was too young to deploy at first on the first tour because I was 17. And then as soon as I turned 18, unfortunately, he died a couple of days after my 18th. So I went out to replace him on the flight that I was on. But we then adapted to a different role, which was the MERT team, which is the Medical Emergency Response Team. And that's where we used to fly out on the Chinook helicopters, the two blades. We used to fly out to them. So if an army call sign or the Marines or the parachute regiment or something would get into a contact, get blown up or get shot, then we'd fly out and pick them up. So we'd land into the contact where all the shit was going on, where someone's just lost their legs or been one of them. Or lost their life, and we'd have to put them on the back of the helicopter and try and keep them alive back to Camp Bastion. But then you were landing in places that's it, yeah. So there's the RAF regiment there, the bottom, the middle up to up. Yeah, so that there, the Daily Mail one, I actually served that lady there. She's one of the medics on there.
Were you a medic?
I was battlefield medic trained, but that was there's probably 3 or 4 people in there. You see the lad holding the blood, so that's what we'd have to fly back at. Bearing in mind, as soon as we landed, the Taliban would start shooting at you because you were a big fucking target. And we had, I think, 7 people at one point on the back of that helicopter with legs missing, stomachs blown open, and kids and everything. It was fucking horrendous.
It puzzles me for a 16, 17, 18-year-old lad after 12 years of a school career of discipline and do as you're told, and it's always puzzled me because I hate discipline. I hate people telling me what to do, and it's always puzzled me the mindset of somebody that would choose after the 12 years of discipline. Basically, I know it's nothing to do, nothing like this, but to then go down that path, it's always puzzled me as to why that would be something that would be, would draw somebody in.
Well, I hated discipline. I still do. But the beauty of that was someone told you when to go to bed, when to wake up, when to eat, when to sleep, and it just took away all the needs to have to think for yourself, which sounds mad, but it was so easy to adapt to.
Really?
Because again, my stepdad was so like disciplinary with that. Like, he used to make me clean my shoes every single day before I went to school, and when I came back, I had to clean them all off so there was not a one bit of mud on them to go to school with. I used to have to polish them and then tidy my bedroom and tidy the house and like make sure that my uniform was ironed for school and shit like that. So I adapted quite easy to it. The only difference was it wasn't a 25-year-old fucking melt telling me what to do. It was a corporal that's been to war. So I found it easier to respect him than I did to respect my stepdad.
So fitting into that discipline, the all that stuff you just said, you'll eat now, you'll sleep now, you'll get up now, you'll do this. You slotted into it. You liked it. Really?
Yeah. But then coming out is when it gets hard, because I came out of there, I was there for 4 years, I came out and then I had to learn how to pay bills, because everything's paid for you in the military.
Yeah.
So I had to pay bills, I had to like get up and go to work on my own, and that was quite hard. And then adapting to like normal life, that's when all that PTSD started kicking in. And then having no like rush. Like when we used to sit in that tent in Afghan, right? We'd sit there with your rifle next to you, your body armour, your helmet, and then someone would open the tent door and say, job on. And you'd run out, get into a Land Rover, drive as fast as you could to the schnook, which was already turning, so the blades were already going. You'd run out in the back, and within about 5 minutes you were airborne, flying out to somewhere in Afghan. Could be 10 minutes away, could be an hour away. And then you'd land and it'd be so quiet. And then as soon as you'd get the casualty on, all hell would open up.
When you joined the military, was the Afghan war going on then? Was it already going on when you joined?
Yeah.
So when you joined, did you know you were going to be going to Afghan?
Yeah.
How did you feel about that?
I thought it'd be dead cool.
Right.
Because anyone that like plays Call of Duty or every young kid that used to want to like, we all used to play with sticks and pretend they were guns and shit like that. I didn't realise the severity of it. I just thought it'd be something dead cool. But then when you actually see the horrors of war and see people getting killed, and the hard thing for me was like, what really got me, I've actually spoke about this before as much, but the thing that got me was we'd fly out and pick up a casualty, right, that'd be killed. And then we'd watch the news the next day and then he'd come on the news. So we'd know that we'd picked him up, seen him blown up or shot or whatever. And then the next day he'd be on the news, and then his family would be on the news talking about him. So it wasn't just a body anymore. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't like you go out there and it's like, they always say to try and distance yourself and just see it as a task that needs to be done. But then that's one thing where the military failed, because we'd pick this casualty up, see it as a task, and then the next day and the next week and the next month see all the visuals about them and read out about their lives. And then we used to have to go to like a big parade square in Afghan where the person who died, his unit would all be there, and they'd fire a cannon and then they'd read out about him. And 12 hours before, we'd pick them up and seen them in the worst state of their life. And then they'd read out about him, or Joe Bloggs, 21-year-old, leaves behind a wife, 2 kids, shit like that. That's what really affected me. Like, that was the sort of stuff that probably came back and haunted me further along the lines, I think, because like I can tell you the name of every single person that I picked up in Afghan now, and we literally picked up probably 50, 60 on my time when I was there. I know what all the faces look like and how many kids they've got and shit like that, just because it was into you.
Yeah, and as you say, I can't even for 1 minute begin to think what that feels like. But when you've, like you say, the day before, you've seen some poor soul passed away from his injuries and you've done your job, that's one thing in itself, the gore and the horror of seeing that. But then, like you say, a day or two after, when what you've just seen is now a human being.
Yeah,
and
with
you
a
now
family.
And you're literally looking at this guy, probably on a picture smiling or whatever, and hearing how wonderful he was and his world. It's humanising it.
Yeah, like I remember one of the biggest regrets I ever had was we picked up this lad, and he was only 20, and he had both his legs missing, and he reached his hand out and held his hand, and he looked at me, and I started crying on the back of the Chinook, and my job was just to hold the blood to like feed into him, and I started crying, looking at him, knowing that he was going to die, and then as soon as I started crying, he started crying, and that's something that I can never really forgive myself for, because I felt like I should have been stronger than starting breaking down. That poor lad was there with no legs, and I couldn't hold myself together. And then I started crying, looking at him, and he must have just thought, well, I'm fucked here. And that's one thing that I've got massive guilt about.
He cried?
Yeah, because I should have stayed stronger for him, really. But it just took over me. I was 18 fucking years old.
You're an 18-year-old kid seeing somebody in bits.
I know. But that's the one thing that bothers me.
I mean, how can you not cry?
I know. After that, I sort of switched off and didn't really show any emotion after that one time. And then that's probably what made more damage, because I was so closed off to everything. Like now, it's full circle. Now, if I watch X Factor and someone comes on and goes, oh, by the way, this song's dedicated to my dog that's died, I'm like, fucking hell, the dog's died. I'll be in bits. I'll start crying. And even if they're shit at singing, I'll be like, put him through. Give him a golden buzzer. But like...
For his story.
Yeah, for his story. Like, sob stories are mint for me, man. I'll spend my whole wage on voting for them if their dog's died. 100%. But like, when I went through one certain stage then, I had no emotion. And when I came back from Afghan, I was always trying to chase that thrill. And like, if there was somebody was getting picked on a night out, I'd go and get involved, even if it meant getting battered by 10 people. Like, that's another reason I got my teeth done, because my teeth were all chipped.
Oh. What, from fighting?
Yeah.
Right.
Because I just used to try and find that buzz. Now I don't. Now I'm like, I'm not stupid now. Like, the amount of people that carry knives and shit like that and acid attacks and all that stuff, I'm a bit more reserved now. But like, when I came back from Afghan, I just tried to find that buzz with anything that I could. Didn't realise what sort of danger I was putting myself in, I suppose. But I had no emotion.
Well, it's imaginable. I mean, I can imagine why, you know, like you go through that sort of stuff and see that sort of stuff, it's going to change you.
Yeah.
You know, it's someone like, you know, I can't even imagine. It just seems like Saving Private Ryan stuff, you know, like that's not, it can't be real.
Well, imagine Saving Private Ryan, right? Which is probably one of the most graphic films that's been made. And then imagine the smell as well.
I can't imagine.
Like that's what gets you.
I don't know what the smell smells like.
It's like a butcher's. It's like going into a butcher's and then it's just fucking disgusting.
Just flesh.
Yeah. Just, you know when you drink a Lucozade original, right? I know this is really bad, but you know that like irony taste that you get in Lucozade original?
Yeah.
It's like that smell. Just
Right.
blood. Like the iron in your blood. And it just doesn't go.
Right.
And like, it's fucking horrible.
You remember the smell?
Yeah, I can taste it now. Now I'm talking about it.
I bet you don't drink much Lucozade.
Actually, it's one of my favourite drinks.
Is it really?
Yeah, but it's weird. Like, it's just... I can't describe it. It's horrible. But I've never spoke about that lad when I started crying, ever. On anything, not even on my podcast. But it's weird, that.
No, I appreciate you sharing it with us. Yeah, I mean, his story is one of tens of thousands of stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's nobody. I think we can all listen to this and we can all try to sympathize with it and all try to, you know, put ourselves there. But I guess you'll never know really what that, or anywhere near what that's like until you're seeing it. Like you say, it just seems like a really bad movie to me. Really bad movie scene.
That's what it feels like for me. Like, I genuinely feel like I've never even been to Afghan. And that's probably, when I went and got this counselling and stuff, she said that, like, you blank it out. Like, I don't feel like I've actually ever been there. Like, when I try and think back to it, it feels like it's not real.
What do you mean, like a movie?
Yeah. Like, it's sort of like I've dreamt it.
They do say the brain's very clever in that fact that it does tend to block out and completely disassociate from that time of complete trauma.
Horrible. Like I can't tell you the dates I went to Afghan.
No,
I wouldn't know.
you did 2 tours, right?
Not a clue when I went.
What would today's Jord start here now? How old are you, Jord?
32.
32. You look fantastic, man.
Thanks, mate.
So, what would 32-year-old Jord now, if you could just see 16, 17, 18-year-old Jord walking in the Army's careers office now, as he's about to push that door, you could just say, hang on a minute, mate, and you would just want to tell him something. What would you tell him?
Don't do it.
Really?
Yeah. Probably. But then again, for all the negatives, it's gave me so many positives.
What are they?
So I grew up very quick. I started to appreciate life a lot more. The little things, like sitting with your family at dinner and putting your kids to bed and being able to walk, like, and having both your legs.
Yeah.
Like, all the little things that people take for granted every single day. Like, I realised that not everyone's got that. So even though I'd probably say not to do it, probably wouldn't change what's happened. Which is strange.
So if you could have your time again, you would still go through with it?
Probably would.
Right. That's interesting.
I probably, for all the pain and suffering that's caused and all the trauma, it's made me who I am. I wouldn't be as successful doing the comedy or doing these businesses or like pushing for men's mental health. It'd just be me. I'd probably just be another one of them guys that's still in Redcar, living the same life with the same little things getting me by each day. Whereas now I've made it like a goal to be successful and to keep pushing, I think. So it's been hard, but it's been worth it.
How does forming relationships work? This is something that's always interested me. I'm personally somebody who I'm a home bird. So the whole going away for periods of time is like an absolute no-no for me. It wouldn't matter whether it was the military or the oil rig, something we'll touch on in a minute, or anything that made me have to go away for periods of time. For me, it's a no-no. But it, for you, it obviously wasn't a no-no. It was, that side of it didn't bother you. But the forming of relationships, girlfriends, that's what I mean, partners, boyfriends, whatever you're into, he, she's, they's, whatever, it's 2024. How does forming and keeping these relationships work? Because you're aware, right?
Yeah, you need somebody that's stronger than you are. Like Katie, who I'm married to, like, I wouldn't be here without her. Like, she's kept me going through all the shit. I've put her through so much bad stuff in my time with her. Like when the PTSD started and I didn't trust her and I didn't want her to go anywhere without me and I didn't want her to like talk to other people and I was so like protective and like probably almost like probably controlling, to be honest, because I just didn't want her to leave me. And I think that if she hadn't have been as strong as she is, then it wouldn't have worked. Like, I've had girlfriends before when I was in the regiment and when I was offshore, and they were just dickheads. Like, they were just pure idiots. And I was just, like, looking for someone to sort of spend my time with. But since I met Katie, like, she's took every single thing. She took me to West Park Hospital when I got put in there and kept overnight when I was trying to kill myself. She's, like, supported me through everything, took me to all of my, like, sessions and supported me through that and took knives off me when I tried to, like, cut my wrists and stuff like that. And, yeah.
So the relationship thing, you mentioned, how old were you when you got with Katie?
9 years ago. So
9 years ago.
I don't know, you're good at maths.
23.
23.
So did you have relationships whilst you were in the army? How long were you in the army for?
4 years. 3.5 years.
And you formed relationships?
Yeah. Not so much relationships.
No. But you had people in your life?
Yeah.
Did
Numerous.
the being away stuff affect it? Or did it make it more difficult?
Yeah, one girl left me when I was in Afghan because I didn't like a dog.
Right.
Like, I swear to God, right, I got a Dear John, which is like a letter in Afghan. And she had this stupid little dog, right? And it was about the size of that Red Bull can.
Right.
And she was all about this dog, right? And I was like, she was sending me pictures of it and that. And I was in Afghan, and I was like, listen, your dog's cute, but I don't want pictures of your fucking dog. Send me a picture of your tits, right? Like, that I can put on the wall. And so I told her that, and she was like, oh, well, like, the dog comes first in my relationship. So she fucking binned me.
Right.
So I was in Afghan, and she sat me off. And then she sent me a load of brownies, right? But the post had gone the wrong way around. So I got this Dear John letter, where she was sacking me off. And then she sent me this other parcel, which had loads of brownies in, and loads of perfume in that. So we ate the brownies and fucking binned the perfume.
And still no pictures of tits?
No, no tits whatsoever. She's not any anyway.
No,
But,
well.
no, well.
Didn't want to see him anyway, did you?
Nah, shy anyway.
I like that. Yeah, was it always the plan then to, say, the Afghanistan thing? As you were joining that, you were like, yeah, I'm going to Afghanistan.
Yeah.
And you were all up for it.
Yeah.
But obviously it wasn't the romanticised version that...
Nah, wasn't what people thought it'd be. It certainly wasn't what I thought it'd be.
What was the conflict over?
What do you mean?
Okay, we were having this chew in Afghanistan, right? What was it about?
It was Bin Laden, wasn't it? Trying
Was
to
it?
find Bin Laden, weren't they? After September 11th. Because apparently he was in Afghanistan, but he wasn't. He was in fucking Pakistan, wasn't he, in a big house?
Yeah.
I was there when he got killed, actually. So the...
You were where, in Afghanistan?
Yeah.
No?
So, yeah, I was in the American mess. So the Americans are mental. Like, they all, like, whoop and cheer and stuff all the time. They're, like, proper how it's made out on films. And
Love shooting stuff, don't
yeah,
they?
they do, yeah. And the SEAL team went out and, like, their special forces and wiped out Bin Laden. And we were in the American mess. And it came around the mess that Bin Laden had been killed. And honestly, it was mental. It was like 4th of July. They were like, woo, like whooping and cheering
How
and
did
everything.
you find out that he died?
It was just rumours. Just went round. Like, obviously, it had been all, like, proper hush-hush. Like, no one knew when they were going out to find him. Like, we hadn't been told nothing.
No.
But then it came around the mess that he'd been killed and they'd been found in Pakistan or something.
So that whole, like, okay, so this Camp Bastion thing and all these tens of thousands of people and all this, loads of people dying, fighting Taliban, that was all over one guy?
Allegedly. There's always something more, isn't there? Same as Iraq.
Seems like a
weapons
bit
of
of
mass destruction.
Seems like a bit of overkill for one guy,
I
don't
know.
you think?
But, like, they were also, the Taliban are fucking horrible people. Like, what they'd done to people in that country, like, people were feared of them. Like, but then the thing is, right, so the Afghans are, like, they're nice, but they're driven by money. So, like, we'd go through a route, right, and one day the, like, village elder would come up to you and he'd be like, oh, by the way, there's an IED over there, so don't drive down that road, right? And we'd give him a couple of $100 for his information. And then the Taliban would give him a little bit more than what we'd give him, and then they wouldn't fucking tell you. So then he'd drive over another IED.
Right.
They were all about the money.
And these are like the civilians,
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Yeah.
So there was a haggling war.
Yeah, whoever's got the most money. So if the Taliban paid them more, then they wouldn't tell them there was an IED there. If we paid them more, then they would. But then again, you can't blame them, because if that was us, I'd do the same. You know what I mean?
I'm sure I heard something the other day on some podcast or something that didn't the Americans arm the Taliban? I'm sure I
Yeah,
heard
against
that.
the Russians, wasn't it?
Is that what it was?
Was it not the Russians went over there and tried to
Could have
take
been.
Afghan, and then that's why they had all AK-47s and stuff, because that's a Russian weapon, isn't it? I think.
Yeah. Again, I probably heard 1% of the information, but I do remember somebody saying that exact line, that the Americans armed the Taliban, and I was thinking, eh?
Yeah.
Really?
That was like years ago, wasn't it? When
Was
there
it?
was like another conflict before with Russia. But then if Russia couldn't beat them, and the size of Russia, what chance did we have? And all honestly, right, like, I'm not political about all this stuff, but like, what a waste of time and life. Like, all them people that went over to Afghan and died and got life-changing injuries, for what? Like, what's it for? Still, as soon as we left, the Taliban took back over again.
Yeah. Well, like I said, if it was, I didn't know it was just over one guy. I thought there was more to it than that.
I'm sure it's just that. I'm sure it was Bin Laden. Could be wrong. Could be someone listening to this now going, oh, George, you haven't got a clue. But then again, that's another thing. I never went over there for my country and for the Queen.
What did you go over for?
For the lads that I was training with.
Right.
Like, I know this sounds terrible to say as someone that served for the Queen, but I didn't give a shit about the Queen. Like, she wasn't there getting blown up, was she?
No.
She wasn't going out and picking up casualties and dead bodies and stuff like that. She was sat in a big fucking palace. Like, so people that say, oh yeah, I'd serve for Queen and country. Fuck that. I never. I served for the lads that I was with. The lads that'd have your back if something went shit. That's who I served for. And obviously the country as well. Like, if we just let everybody that was like a bullying sort of power in the world, like the Taliban or things like that, then we'd be in a pretty shit place. But it wasn't for the Queen.
No. What do you, if any, what opinion do you have about, you hear a lot of it now, doing the routes or doing the sort of rounds on the free media type platforms and things, about the military industrial complex and, well, what they serve. Like, you know, so let me break it another way. There is companies that build weapons, right? They build guns, they build tanks, and they're only in business if those things are getting fired. And there are some people that appear to have interests in these type of businesses. And those very people seem to be, some of them, not all, but some of those people seem to be people making decisions or certainly influencing on what countries do and don't do, i.e. go to war and not go to war. As an insider into the military, do you have any insight into that sort of stuff?
No.
None whatsoever?
No. As long as we had the right equipment to keep us as safe as you could be, that's all that mattered to us. Like, again, something that you don't get involved in. Like, we didn't get involved in the political side of things. And although I will say that if we'd have had the right equipment and people that have had the right equipment over there, there probably wouldn't have been as many deaths as there was, because there was a lot of like stupid decisions that were made over there, people going out in the wrong vehicles and stuff like that because of budgets or whatever, or because they couldn't get stuff over in time.
So you didn't have the right kit?
No. Fuck.
What didn't you have?
Well, I'd have to be careful what I said, but like,
Of course.
there's certain things, like one type of body armor that we had over there done more damage to people than it saved, because one of them had a plate here, right? And if you went over an IED, the plate had come out and hit you there.
What the fuck? Right.
That changed eventually.
So it was a suicide vest?
More or less. Like, it was just fucking Kevlar plate that had come up and hit you.
Right.
That got changed eventually. But it's just stupid. Like, the stuff that they had over there just wasn't fit for purpose.
I'm
Some of the stuff.
going to read some, Jord, that I found.
Yeah.
Now, I never read this before, and I'm half retarded, so I can't read very well, but I'm going to give it a go, right? As we sit in our tent, awaiting the call, the bullets are flying, we pray none will fall. Yet the call still comes through, we have a man down. One IED that was laid on the ground. We rush to the chopper, throwing our armour over our heads, while the brother's family are asleep in their beds. Little do they know their son is facing death. As they dream in their sleep, it may be his last breath. The rotator blades turn and we lift into the sky. Knowing what is coming, we let out a sigh. The call comes through, we land minutes 4. Only now the casualty is not alone. The homemade bomb has claimed more. As we touch down in the ploughed field, we get dirt in our faces. We all run off the back, we all know our places. The casualty comes past and I catch his eye. We all know that look, this one is going to die. Back in the UK, there is a knock at the door. The news of his death brings his wife to the floor. In 4 short months, the baby is due, now to grow up with no dad to run to. So remember this poem when you hear a soldier fall. We gave some, but they gave it all.
Yeah, I wrote that when I got off a shout. That's exactly what happened.
Right. Where did you write that poem?
In the tent in Afghanistan after that shout.
After that story you told us?
Yeah, it just came to my head.
It's beautiful.
Thanks.
It moved me. Yeah. You know, one of them moments where you read something and just for just, you know, not saying I cried my eyes out, but for a minute when I was doing my stalking on you the other night.
Hey, you've done well there. You found some good.
Yeah, I read it and it stopped me. I remember sitting in my flat just hearing the fan whirring when I was just, you know, like a little flash, you know, of everything, just thinking, you know, like shivers, proper shivers. And I was, in a way, I was thinking, oh, please don't let that be real.
Yeah, no, it was, unfortunately.
Yeah, the horrificness of the event overshadows how good of a poem it is, but it is a very good poem, mate. There's another video I want to just have a little look at that sort of touched me, if you don't mind. I'm not going to blag all of your stuff from social media, but there's something called The Little Boy That Came Back. You remember that? A video you made. You were that little boy that came back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have we got that video, Southpaw?
We do indeed. Is this the one we're on about?
Yeah, that's it.
Is that it, is it? This you, Jord?
Yeah.
How old were you there, Jord?
18.
Handsome young man.
Didn't even have a beard. I couldn't grow one. Oh, that gets me, that one.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is something we will touch on in a bit about the effects of this. I just wanted to play that, if anything, just as a mark of respect, really, over anything. You know, I'm not saying you're not Quentin Tarantino, and it's not the best film I've ever seen made.
No,
mate,
it's not. I made it on Canva.
Yeah, but through some of the stuff I saw, it was one of those moments that, you know, the whole lest we forget thing, you know? I think we should, whether you're for it, against it, whatever you want to call it, all this shit is real. You know, it isn't just a movie. This shit is happening, and you lived it firsthand. So, on behalf of probably a lot of people, thank you for what you did.
You're welcome, mate, no problem.
Sorry for that to be such a sombering bit, but we'll leave the army bit there for now. I am going to come to a bit later. I know you do some stuff for mental health and stuff, and I want to ask you a bit more about that. But before we do, can I ask you about some of the other jobs that you did?
Yeah.
Yeah? Just to lighten the mood a little bit.
Yeah, fucking Jesus.
Do you know
I'm
what I
meant to be
mean?
a comedian, eh?
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be crying.
Well, we do have a bit on the comedy as well, but I thought it was important to
of course,
to talk about that.
Yeah.
So you were on the rigs.
Yeah.
For me, still am.
Technically, yeah.
Oh.
Oh? Yeah, I've been off for a while, so I had to fly over to Norway last week for an MRI scan because my back's wrecked, probably from the military again.
Right.
Carrying weight at that age at 16. So, like, even sitting here now, like, my back's in agony.
Really?
Just, so they're trying to find the, like, root cause of what that is. So I'm still employed by the oil company, but I've not been back for, like, 6 months.
Right. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought that was... I knew you'd been on the rigs.
Yeah.
But I didn't know you still were. So you may potentially go back.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, should do.
Should do.
If I'm not crippled by the time this MRI scan comes through. But yeah, so I still technically am.
It's just, again, I probably feel a bit improper saying this, but it seems to be a similarity, if I dare say that, in the nature of the job. Like, it's going away. It seems dangerous. A rig's dangerous.
Yeah.
They seem
Massively,
it.
Yeah.
Like, it's like explosive stuff in the
You're
middle of
sat
the
on
sea.
a Bunsen burner, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you're pulling oil out the ground, and you're like, remember the Bunsen burners at school that had a flame on? You're literally sat on a bomb, aren't you?
Basically, yeah.
If anything goes wrong on there, you're fucked. Look at the Deepwater Horizon and Piper Alpha and all stuff like that. If it goes wrong offshore, it goes seriously wrong, doesn't it?
Yeah. Do you think you have you think you're drawn to danger a little bit?
Yeah, probably. Definitely.
Or it's certainly something, I won't say you're comfortable with, but it's certainly something you seem to be doing,
Yeah.
you know? Doesn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
definitely got something wrong with me, Anna.
do you drive fast?
Yeah, really fast.
Right, yeah. There's a pattern, Jord.
There is, isn't there?
There's a pattern here.
And motorbikes.
You ride motorbikes?
Yeah, it's very, very,
Yeah. Yeah, death traps.
Yeah, I don't anymore. Like, I'm a little bit less, like, dangerous now.
Right.
But, like, yeah, there's got to definitely be something wrong there, aren't there? Like,
Yeah. It seems it.
yeah, 100%.
Well, I think you answered. Well, no, actually, my other question would be apparent here as well. Obviously, you've got a wife and kids. How long, when you're on the rigs, how long are you away for?
2 weeks, then I get 4 weeks off.
Oh, I always thought it was longer than that.
Nah, 2 weeks on the rig, 4 weeks off. Oh, thanks, mate.
Huh. Well, that's not too bad then.
No.
No.
It's all right.
I was always under the impression that you were going away for months.
No, I wouldn't handle months.
No.
Nah, no way. Not now. Too old.
Yeah.
What does that job entail on the rigs then? What exactly are you doing?
Yeah, what's the day-to-day life?
So I'm a roughneck, so we part of the drilling team, so we drill for the oil. So like all the bosses and clever people figure out where the oil well is, and then we put all the connections together on a drill floor for the big drill that goes down on drill pipe and drills for the oil into the reservoir.
You know, you say when somebody identifies where the oil is, does the rig move?
Ours does, yeah. Ours floats. Yeah.
So it's a floating rig?
Yeah.
So it's a boat?
Yeah. So it's classed as a vessel. So you've got platforms which are fixed into the ground.
Yeah.
That's one type of rig. And then you've got a jack up, which is a rig with big legs that go down and jacks into the sea. So then they'll fix into the sea and then the rig will jack up. And then you've got a semi, which is what I'm on, a semi-submersible, which just floats and it's held in position by DP, dynamic positioning, and anchors, and it just floats.
Right, so technically a boat.
Yeah.
Technically.
Like a big boat.
A big boat.
Yeah.
Right. So what's the day-to-day life on there? You're bored. What do you do?
No, it's 12 hours on, 12 hours off. So you work 12-hour shifts. So you do a week of nights and then a week of days.
Right.
So that's hard to change over from nights to days.
Yeah.
Because you've got to like work longer, then come on to the day shift, and then you're all knackered for like a couple of days, and then you work on. Yeah, that's it.
So that's floating?
Yeah. There, that shows how it works there, look. So it's got like anchors.
Ah.
And then, yeah.
Huh. I always thought they were drilled into the floor.
No, some of them are like the platform rigs are. They're the ones that don't move.
Do you have like a rig that you go to?
Yeah, the West Phoenix. So if you type that in.
Where is the West Phoenix?
It's in Norway.
Huh.
That's it there.
And it's owned by the English, or do you work for a Norwegian
No, it's a
company?
Norwegian company. That's my rig there.
Right.
It looks rough out there. Like,
That's nice. That's
that's nice.
summer. That.
Is it?
Yeah, you should see it in the winter when the waves are massive and the rig starts swaying left, right, and centre. And it's
So you
horrible.
can feel it moving about.
Oh,
and stuff.
massively, yeah. If you
Really?
if you put a bottle like that, it'll go like that and then back and
So you just
yeah. So if you're lying in
swaying.
bed, if you get the bridge to turn the rig properly, then it'll rock you to sleep.
no way.
Yeah,
How did you get into the rigs?
my dad. So my dad works offshore. He has done for years.
Right.
And when I left the regiment, I wanted to get into something that was going to pay good money, give me a good life. So I went offshore.
You always hear that stereotype that, you know, I remember in my life seeing people who are doing well and be, oh, he works on the rigs, him. Like, it is a stereotype. It's
everyone thinks you're a millionaire, but it's not the case. Like, because whatever you earn, you spend anyway.
not
like-
when you're on the rig, though.
No, but when you're back for the 4 weeks, you do.
Yeah, I bet. There's only shops and stuff on the rig.
Yeah, there's like a little tuck shop where you can get like sweets and stuff.
Just kits.
Yeah, just pure shit.
So what you do in your 12 hours? You sleep.
Just play with your balls.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, for the 12 hours, yeah.
Just wank and sleep.
Just wank and watch films and that, yeah.
Right. Do you have like a room or a cabin or what?
Yeah, you've got your own little room. Some rigs in the UK have to share a room with someone, but I've never had to do that.
No.
That's minging, innit? It's like jail.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot. Do you know?
It's a big danger wank that as well, innit? If you've got a bunk bed. Do you know what I mean?
silent
I
one.
reckon I could do it though. I
Yeah?
reckon I could completely knock one out with someone above me, no problem.
A holdy breath one.
Yeah, I'd just put my hand up and stroke his head. So that I felt like there was someone there.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'd hate that. I mean, a lot of these, I find a similarity between the army, rigs, and prison.
Yeah, there is.
I kind of think it's
Very similar.
in the same
It
sort
is.
of song.
But I wouldn't do very well in prison. I've already had this discussion with my wife.
Right.
Like, I would not last in there. Like, I'd be someone's bitch within 10 minutes, me, 100%.
I feel like you would, Jord. Like, not be someone's bitch, mate. I don't mean that. I mean, I think you'd handle it.
Nah, man, I'd be giving out blowies for a
Would
fucking
ya?
pack of fags, 100%.
Right, hold on to pockets
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah, I'd be walking around. I'd have 2 pockets.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would not last in prison, me, honestly.
Right.
I'd be the meat and the sandwich, 100%. I would not last 5 minutes in prison. That's one of my biggest worries, that, you know.
Yeah, mine too.
Like, I just, you'd be too pretty for prison. I
Yeah,
think we
yeah,
all
yeah.
are. Like,
Yeah.
Someone would take a shining to me, and then he'd be massive, and I'd be like, oh, I'm fucking gonna have to, aren't I?
You don't, if you can help it, you do not want to go to prison.
No, you don't want to go
No.
like. But then again, like, offshore is like prison. Honestly, think about it, right? You can't see your family.
Yeah.
Like, you can phone them when you're off. Same as prison. You get like a few hours a day you can ring them, and you're stuck there,
Yep.
and
You can't leave.
You can't leave.
You can't just storm out.
No.
Right, lads, I'm off.
yeah, like, I've fell out with people on the rig before, and I've been like, right, fuck this, and then gone to my room, and then I thought, I've got to see him again in 12 hours.
Yeah.
Like,
And you're only a few feet away.
yeah, like, it is very similar. But I would not last in prison, me, you know, honestly, no way. I just think it'd be so scary. Could you imagine?
Often, mate. It's
Do you think about it?
it's my only nightmare.
That and spiders.
And I don't dream about spiders. I just don't like spiders.
You
No.
just dream about prison.
Yeah, dream about prison, yeah. But I get locked up. Some of the rash dreams I do, I mean, in my dreams, I kill a lot of people.
Oh yeah, I killed someone last night in my dream.
Yeah.
It was mental.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
You think when you have that many dreams about...
Something's gonna happen though.
Yeah. Yeah, you should probably try and get that out of your head, innit? You know,
Yeah,
the whole law of
definitely.
attraction thing.
Yeah.
Like, you're just bringing it closer
Oh,
to
I
yourself.
believe in that, you know.
Yeah,
big
me
time.
too.
Massively. I love that. That worked for me, you know, massively. Honestly,
Right.
I was paid off, right, when I lost my job offshore. I was working at House of Fraser, like I said, getting food parcels, couldn't get nothing. Eating them chicken nuggets, stealing them. And I sat there and I started to imagine driving that white Tiguan that I've got out there. I imagined that I couldn't even afford the wheels on it at
Right.
the time. And I imagined I was in my car, I was in a little Ford Focus and the exhaust fell off on the A1.
Right.
And I just kept driving because I had no fucking choice. And I was driving the car and I thought I was in a nice white Tiguan and I was going to have like a nice house and family and kids and I was going to be back offshore. And I shit you not, right, 2 weeks after of like manifesting it, the woman rang me and said, I've got a job back offshore. And I went and bought the Tiguan.
Right.
It proper worked. But I wasn't like just sitting there hoping like, oh yeah, maybe I'll have this one day. I was there. I was driving it. It wasn't a little Ford Focus. It was a Tiguan.
You ever read the book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you watched the film? It's fucking weird, that. It's like a
I've
cult
never
film.
watched the film.
Oh,
I've
it's
watched,
weird as fuck.
Is it?
Yeah.
I listened to the audiobook.
Yeah, it's good, like.
Yeah. Look, I can't say I believe in it. I want to. I like the idea of it. I've never experienced it, that's all.
But like people say that, right? But like if you put it into practice, it works, mate. Honestly, right? Do you know if you sit there now for long enough and you tell yourself your left leg's hurting, right? And that's all you think about is your left leg hurting. I guarantee your left leg will start hurting.
Yeah.
So if your mind's that powerful to make you feel pain, surely you can adapt to do other things.
Well, I believe you can talk yourself ill, you know, and stuff like that. If you think you feel unwell enough, then yeah, you end up feeling unwell. I do believe that. Maybe, yeah, I suppose that is. It's not the law of attraction, but it's the power of the mind still.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
You only use like what 10% of your brain power or something. Isn't it? 10 or 15%.
Yeah.
I probably use less than that. to
I
be
was
honest.
thinking, yeah, I'm probably down there at the 4s and 5s, like, to be
me
fair.
too, yeah.
So the bit I want to talk about now, mate, is the fun bit.
Oh, yeah, go on then.
This is...
Everyone's cried now, so we'll get back to normal.
Yeah. This is the real reason I got you here.
Okay.
This happened. Comedy.
Yeah.
How did this happen?
I don't know, mate.
Right.
That's the conversation
Right,
over.
that's into that then,
Thank
right.
you very much.
Yeah.
No, so what happened was I was at a very, very low point in my life.
Right.
So I was suicidal. Back to that sort of shit again. Yeah.
We've got that to come.
So I was at a really, really low point. I felt like I had nothing going for me. I didn't have really a purpose, any reason to get going. I'd spent Christmas and Boxing Day in West Park Hospital on suicide watch. And someone said to me, why don't you give comedy a go? Right? So I thought, well, what have I got to lose?
Had you ever been, like, funny before now?
Nah, I'm not funny now. I just do it well. Like, I can just, like, rinse people.
Hang on. Hang on.
No, yeah, it doesn't
Hang
make
on.
sense, does it?
Why would somebody just say, why don't you try comedy?
It
when
was
you-
Katie. It was my wife. She
Right.
went, why don't you try and give comedy a go?
You must have talked about it.
Yeah, but like I've always made people laugh, but not intentionally. Like what I'd do is I'd tell a story, right, about like something that's happened to me, and then people would laugh. And then I thought, well, that's basically just comedy. And Katie went, why don't you try it? Because you've got like, I was struggling at the time. So I went and done this gig, right, in Biker Grove. Do you know where that is?
I've watched a TV show.
Yeah. So it was called Biker, I think, not Biker Grove. It's called Biker in Newcastle.
Up near Wall's End, right?
Yeah, like near the centre. I think it's near the centre of Newcastle. I remember
it?
I drove to it and it was a pure shithole when I went there.
Right.
And I parked up, right, and I went into this venue, right, and there was a blind man, right, with a dog walking around, right, with a stick, like behind the bar, right, bumping into things, and no one said fuck all to him.
He
right?
was the barman.
No, he was just a punter. But they obviously were used to him being there. He was like bumping into the optics and everything behind the bar, right? And they just ignored him. So I said, I'm here for the comedy. And she went, oh, go upstairs. So I went upstairs, right? And I shit you not, this man answered the door and he was dressed as Dracula, right? He had like blood down his mouth there and his little fangs in. And he went, oh, come in. It's the comedy night. And I was like, oh my God, what am I doing here? Right? I walked in and there was a little stage and about 30 or 40 people in, average age about 70. Right, like nanas. And I didn't have a clue what I was going to talk about. I had a joke about Stephen Hawking, right? So, this is true, right? Went up on stage, started to do this joke about Stephen Hawking, right? And then the door opened at the back, and this fella came in a wheelchair.
Oh, I knew you were going to say that.
Like driving in with his finger, right? Nothing else moved apart from his finger. And I was about to deliver the Stephen Hawking line, right? And I panicked and just got off stage, right? And no one laughed. I didn't even get like a pity clap. Like if you die in comedy, sometimes you get a pity clap where they're like, oh, well done, right? But they knew what I was going to say. And this little fella had just wheeled himself in and I couldn't deliver it, right? Because I thought like, I mean, I would now. I'd just torture him now. I'd like make him the centre of the joke. But back then I didn't have the confidence to, right? So I just walked off stage and then I thought, fuck, that was horrendous, right? But I kept going, went and done another gig. And then my second gig was amazing. Looking back on it, I've got the first video of it. It was shocking. Like when I watch it back now, I cringe.
Really?
But like at the time, it felt amazing. That's when I had the holy sock on. So
Right.
yeah, from that second gig. So then I just started doing it more and more, and then I found that no one was giving any stage time to anyone. It was really hard to get stage time. So I thought instead of like sucking up to people, because in comedy, right, in the circuit now, like. There's a couple of promoters that everybody goes to that gets them like good stage time and stuff, but you've got to kiss their ass, and I won't do it. Like, because for one, most of them are gimps, right? Like, and they're like
gatekeepers.
yeah, like so. Imagine this is the bottle, right? Like this is the comedy circuit. So it's like choked here, right? So to get past that, you have to be in with these promoters to get to the next level. Because there's only so far that can go before it hits a bottleneck and it stops, right? So these promoters are like you say, the gatekeepers. And if they don't like you, which they don't like me, like they all hate me on the circuit, like you can't get any further. So I just thought, fuck it, I'll do my own. So I started my own night, called it Larry Laughs Comedy, and then started booking my own acts, people that had come, and I'd give them stage time, give them a couple of quid for turning up, and then started to make a bit of a name. And then as I started to get more of a name, more people started to not like me. And more of these lot weren't interested and was like slagging me off and saying that I was like just a terrible person. And so I just thought, fuck them. I'll just do my own stuff. So then I started doing my own solo shows. Went up to Edinburgh, done my own hour solo show. And then, like now, the last couple of gigs I've done 2.5 hours of stand-up, which is
What,
like,
in
one go.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, not many people have. Like,
I've seen hours.
yeah, but
I've never
I do 40 minutes, then I have a break, then I do another 40 minutes, then I have a break, then I do another 40 minutes, then a break, and then about half an hour.
How do you have so much like material?
Because I work the crowd a lot. Like I do.
So there's a lot of it on the fly.
Yeah, yeah. I don't really tend to do that much material because I don't really like that sort of comedy.
Right.
I like to work the room and get everyone involved and find out about everyone that's in the room and then make them into my comedy.
So is the vast majority of what you do, when you walk in, you a lot of it is see what happens type stuff.
Yeah. So I like assess the room.
That seems terrifying, Jord.
Nah, no, it is.
That seems terrifying.
It used to be.
I would much rather walk in knowing I've got an hour, right?
Yeah.
That, it can go, I can say it a slightly different way, whatever. But I know about 15 minutes going to be doing this, about half an hour will be about here. So you've practiced this hour. Walking in to do a show with very little in the way of, concrete stuff and just thinking, right, who's going to be in this audience? Who's going to say what? You got to think on your feet fast, brother.
Yeah.
Like,
well, that's what I said to you before, though. Like, so when I go in now, right, if someone shouts something to me and heckles me, right, this weird thing happens where everything slows down, right? And I tried to explain it to you before, didn't I? But I can't explain it. Someone will say something to me and everything will go in slow motion and then something will register in my head and then I'll have something to say back to them straight away before they've even finished what they said.
So it's as if your mind is giving you, like, more time sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because
process it.
if you slow something, you and you're at normal speed.
And that's what it's literally like. When they heckle me, it comes in like that.
And instead of a split second, you end up with like 15, 20, 30 seconds of
Yeah.
imaginary time in your head where you go, I know. How
Yeah.
about this?
Yeah, that's how it works.
That's mental, mate.
But I didn't do Edinburgh. I didn't have a script for Edinburgh. I just went up and thought, fuck it, I'll give it a go.
You're an insane man, Jord.
It works. It's weird. Like, a lot of people think that it's like dangerous, which it is. But then again, when it goes right, it goes very right. Like, if you can have somebody. So, for example, if I was talking about my wife, right, or my kids, and then I'd speak to someone in the audience, and then they've got kids, then I'll tie in a little bit of material about my kids that I already pre-wrote,
Right.
and then bring that into their, like, to be about their kids, and then they'll just go off the cuff. That's what Andy said. He was like, I don't know how you do it. Like, because Andy's been there when I've done like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Right.
And it just flows. I don't understand myself how it works, but it does.
Do you find that you sort of, like you say, when you're flowing, you just hit this, like, whatever you want to call it, this wave?
Yeah.
And I think in life we all, you have them days sometimes where you're just on it.
Yeah.
You are just bang. We all are. I mean, mine are rare. Like, it might be 2 a year, but them days where you just literally everything you say is gold. Everything you touch turns to gold. And you're thinking, I'm flying here. You seem to be in your sets. You hit this peak and you just like skimming across the top, just boom boom. I've seen some of your crowd work before, and it's fast.
Yeah,
like it's fast. There's no. It seems like it's pre-wrote sort of thing. Because when I was watching something online, I was thinking to myself, does he know who's in the crowd? Like, is this like a plant? Is this one of his mates that's thingying with him?
Nah. It's weird, isn't it?
Just there and then.
Just there and then. It just happens. And then, like, equally, though, I do say some things sometimes and I'm like, fucking hell, I shouldn't have said that.
Because it's spur of the moment.
Yeah.
And like you say, you're very well, your brain's slowing you down and all this, but we all do that. Sometimes you say stuff and then you think, oh, I probably shouldn't have said that.
There was one, I don't know if I put it up, but there was a little guy sat in the front row. And he was a little Indian guy, and he had like a turny eye and a big beard, like a turny eye.
What's a turny eye?
Like a bong eye.
Right.
And he was heckling me, and he had a big beard, and I was like, "Fuck me!" I didn't realize Ramesh Ranganathan had came in, and I was like, "Oh no!" But like, he loved it because he was involved then. Whereas some people would say, "Oh, you can't say that," but it's not like you're not saying anything bad. Like, people like to be involved. See, the same as like Paul Smith, right? If someone's in the front row and they've got one leg, Paul Smith will talk about it.
Of course he will.
But that's the way it should be. I will. Because if someone's sat in the front row and they've got one leg, they don't want to be, like, ignored because they've got one leg, because they're still a person. Do you know what I mean? They've just got a disability.
That's right.
Like, and so everybody should be included. The same as the little guy with the bee in the turny eye. Like, I tortured him because he had the confidence to heckle me, so I just picked on him. Like, I'll never single anybody out, and I'd never be racist or sexist or homophobic. But if someone presents themselves and wants to try and like heckle me, then they need to be prepared for what's going to come back.
I ask you about the red line because you just touched on something there that kind of bothers me a bit. I'm not a comedian. I'm a big fan of comedy. I watch a lot of comedy. The red line, what I mean by that is, I asked Andy it when Andy was here. There is a red line, things you can and you can't say. Well, personally, I disagree with that. I believe, and this might be shocking for people to hear, but I believe if you have knowingly paid your money, you have chosen to get on the number 25 bus, go down to your comedy club, walking into a venue, knowing I am going to watch comedy in this room, anything should be cool. It should, anything you want to say, sexism, racism, whatever. I believe this is that arena.
Yep.
And if you don't want that, then don't go to it.
I agree fully with what you're saying, which is why my red line is so far back compared to any other comedy club that you go to. I think there's a very fine line between being mean and nasty and victimizing someone or
Absolutely.
having a laugh. Like, if someone comes to my night, right, and they are fat, right, and they want to have a laugh about something, and I can have a bit of a joke with them about it, then that's fair. If someone was sat in the front row, didn't say anything, and I went, oh, look at you, you big fat bastard, that's unfair, right? But equally, if they're happy to like heckle you and talk about certain things, then like you said, you should be able to have a laugh about it. Like, I'm fully aware that I'm not perfect, right?
Who is?
Exactly. There's things about me that people can pick on. Like, the lads that I work with at Manzo and the Dubliners, like, and my best mate Craig, they'll make a joke about something, right? And they'll go, ooh, PTSD, right? And like, when we were on holiday, we all went on holiday together, me and Craig and my mate Ricky, with our families. And there was this this tanning oil that was a grenade, right? And Ricky used to go, and throw the grenade at me, right? And go bang. Man. And I'd catch it and he'd go, oh, PTSD. So fucking what? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not offended like that. Do you know what I mean? Or like, it's just a joke. Like, and that's what the world should be like. Like, PTSD fucking ruined my life, right? Made me so upset and suicidal and such a bad, like, part of life. But I can have a joke about it. Like, the same as if somebody had something that they weren't, like, mega confident about. Like, I don't know, Andy, for example. Andy's doing the full Monty, and all he keeps saying is that, oh, well, like, because he's bigger, isn't he, than me, right? But he's embracing it, he's enjoying it. And nobody can say anything about Andy or pick on his body or anything like that because he's got the bottle and the confidence to do the full Monty, regardless of how he looks or how I look. So everybody should just take what they've got, all the negatives and positives, and just enjoy it. Like, Andy makes a joke about himself. I make a joke about the PTSD about myself. So if I'm able to do that, then somebody that turns up to a comedy night should be able to take a joke about them.
Damn right.
That's what I think.
It's just my opinion. Look, I might be wrong. But I just think
well, if you're wrong, then I'm wrong too.
Well, you know, I just think that's how it should be, in my opinion.
It should be.
You know? Who's your inspiration in comedy?
I really like Kevin Hart.
That's a good one.
I love Kevin Hart and I love Mo Gilligan.
Mo Gilligan, really? The long-haired guy?
No.
Who's the guy with the glasses and the long hair? Oh, Mo Gilligan, I know you
Mo
mean.
Gilligan, he held like the Brit Awards and stuff.
Yeah. He's hilarious.
He's brilliant. He just tells a story. Him.
I watched his special not long ago. Have you seen the thing in his special about his mum? When he's getting, what was it again? I think he was asking for money out of his mum's purse or something in the special.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Hilarious.
Yeah. And he's like, he hears it going.
Yeah. He's good, like. I first seen him on... Who's the fat guy? Big Nasty. You know him? I first seen it on him on... He was like a little sidekick on the Big Nasty show thing, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's brilliant. Him and obviously Paul Smith as well, I love, because he does crowd work like me.
Yeah.
Like,
he's the king of crowd work, right?
Yeah, absolute king of crowd work.
I mean, he wasn't the inventor of crowd work.
Look at that other Paul Smith there, the fashion guy.
Oh, is that the Paul Smith?
That's what me and you are going to look like in a few years, isn't
Right,
it?
yeah, pretty much, yeah. Huh, I didn't know Paul Smith was the real guy. Not this guy, the comedy guy. Yeah, this guy...
The old famous hot water comedy club thing behind him there.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you about that.
Oh, yeah.
So who's your favourite comedian?
Probably Mo Gilligan
Mo
or
Gilligan.
Kevin Hart.
One of the two.
Yeah.
Yeah, good choice.
Can you see the similarities between me and Kevin Hart and Mo Gilligan? Eh? We look the same, don't we?
I can see the similarities between you and Paul Smith. Yeah.
Well, both got turkey teeth.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you do, yeah. No, Kevin Hart, I mean...
He's fucking brilliant, isn't he?
Yeah. Do you think he's lost it a bit?
What, comedy-wise?
Yeah.
I think
Not as funny as he used to be?
I think he's just gone down that hole with the cancel culture thing, because do you remember there was a tweet went out about him?
Yeah.
About him saying about his sons being gay or something. And that like came back and bit him in the ass from 2001 or something. That's the problem with social media these days.
It's insane.
Like, I've probably got like Instagram posts or Facebook posts that I've put on, and God forbid if I ever made it to the top, something will come out about me.
Oh, yeah.
Probably 35 seconds ago when I said about people being fat in the audience, that'll probably come back and bite me in the ass.
And the whole thing's ridiculous.
Yeah.
The whole thing's ridiculous. Like, I mean, I don't even quite understand what cancel culture is, but as far as I'm concerned, you can say what you want, you know?
Yeah.
Words are words, as long as you don't do them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, exactly. Like, it's hard because, like, you can't please everyone, can you? And
No.
I think for years, there's been a lot of people have been underrepresented. Like, I mean, Jesus Christ, how long ago was it that it was a crime to be gay? It wasn't that long ago, was it?
No, a generation or two ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, look at where we've moved to now, and it's great that we've moved on to that, like where everybody can be equal and treated the same, which they should be. But then, like, is it going to go too far now?
I think it's gone too far.
Yeah. Whereas, like, you can't say anything. Like, I remember on my podcast talking about Sam Smith, right? And I made the mistake of calling them he. And I was like,
I'll say he's a complete weapon. I'll say that. He's an
see, when he was
absolute
dressed
weapon.
like a fucking piece of meat.
Freak, mate.
Like, exactly. And I said,
Complete freak, mate.
I said the same thing. I called them a he. And I had people messaging me saying, you can't say he. And I was like, but it's just a fucking slip of the tongue.
Listen,
Mental, innit?
Listen.
I mean,
If he wants to... Listen, right? This is something that bothers me. Like,
look at him sat over there cringing in the corner.
no, it just gets on my tits, mate. Like,
I know.
It grinds my gears, this one. Like, if...
There he is. Look, like a fucking piece of pork. Look at that, man. How is that, like, suitable for children?
He should be shot, mate. That's what should happen, mate. He should be shot. What's it called?
They should be shot.
Euthanized. Euthanized?
Euthanized.
That's it. He should be, yeah.
I mean, one thing I will say on Sam Smith is he was doing an interview and I saw it, and they were talking about fishermen.
Oh, and he said a fish of them.
He said, I've never been fisherman. I've been a fish of them. And that was like, but it's a fisherman, isn't it?
What a weapon, honestly.
It's the same as a fireman. Like, do you even call a fireman a firewoman anymore? Is it like, you're just a fireman, aren't you?
I've never seen a firewoman.
I just don't think it's that. I don't think it's that important. Like, yes, I understand that people have been through like really bad times in the past and they've been victimized and shit like that, but they're not now as much. They probably are in some circles, but like, everybody should just treat everyone the fucking same, regardless, and stop making such a big deal out of like getting somebody's pronouns wrong.
I've got no problem with Sam Smith. To be honest, I think he's quite fascinating. Yeah. I wouldn't mind having a conversation with him.
Decent singer.
But I will torture him. Yeah. And he can torture me and all. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
You can say your tracksuit wearing, receding hairline, Botox face, divvy. He can call me what he wants. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'll banter with him. And I'll say, yeah, you're a freak, mate. You know, like, and we'll just have a back and forth about it. That's all it should be. If Mr. Smith, because he is a boy, right? I don't care what he says. Like, I'll check your chromosomes then. Yeah. Right? So is it XX or XY? Because you can only have one of the two. You know, there isn't like a them. There isn't an XXXY. There is only two options, fam. Yeah. You can be one or the other. Yeah. Now, if Mr. Smith wants me to refer to him, if he says, Dan, do me a favour, mate. I don't want you to call me a guy. I say, all right, mate, what do you want me to call you? I want you to call me them. All right, yeah, fine, I'll call you that. But you're not a them, you're a boy. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, if okay, he wants me to say them, I will, you know, I'll slip up.
Yeah.
I will call him he sometimes. You have to correct me for a bit because this is not really what
It's
you are.
new to you, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's it. It's new to you.
But he is a boy,
Yeah.
right? He is, well, he might not be, but he might be a girl. But he's one of the two.
Yeah.
He's not a them.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as a them. Do you know what I mean? So this really pissed me off, this. This pissed me off. And what you said there about going too far, yeah, it's gone too fucking far, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gone too
I
fucking far,
agree.
mate.
Yeah, I was like, it's getting to the point now where you say something and people make it like as though they're hunting for you.
Fam, I've experienced it just in this little nonsense we're doing. Nobody fucking watches us. But even now, and I shouldn't. I find myself thinking, like, can I say that? Or should I have said that? And I think to myself, it shouldn't be like that.
Nah.
You should be able to say what you want. Like, if I want to go, like a Chinese person, tell me that's racist. It's not. They talk like that.
Yeah.
That's what they talk like.
I do that on comedy. I do it all the time. I do accents and that. And people are like, can't do accents. I'm like, I fucking can.
But that's what they sound like.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, that's exactly how they sound.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I love accents. Doesn't mean I don't like them.
Yeah.
I just think it's funny.
Yeah.
You know? I don't find anything more funny than an Asian accent. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah. I can't get enough of it. I especially like somebody who isn't Asian doing an Asian accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it always tickles me. So you can, George. Just take some more Asian accents in there, mate.
I'll start doing it on my gigs.
I think you should. You know. I mean, they're the gift that keep giving, the Asians, aren't
Yeah.
they? You know what I mean?
I was speaking to my sister today about, East is East. Do you remember that film?
Oh, mate.
Do you
What
remember
a
East is
film
East?
that was. I'll have
Do you
half a
watch
cup.
that? Yeah.
Half a cup.
Make bloody show of me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still got tickle tackle.
Yeah. And salam alaikum. Yeah. Brilliant, mate.
That was a good film though, but that'd be banned now.
Mate, that was very culturally accurate.
Yeah.
I remember Patton Darlington round Gladstone Street when I grew up.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what it was like.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? That's exactly what it was
What
like.
a film that was.
Absolutely brilliant and accurate.
Yeah.
And there's nothing racist about that. They're as English as I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they do have a funny accent compared to me.
yeah.
And they could say the same about me.
That
You know
was
what I
a
mean?
class film, that man.
What a brilliant film. What a brilliant film. East is East.
East is East. Brilliant, man.
You know, that's inspired me. Have you watched that, Southpaw?
I'm going to watch it, I think.
Fam, what
It's so good.
You'll wee yourself. It's that good, isn't it?
Brilliant.
Did you grow up with an Asian? Are they not Asian? Middle Eastern. What would you call them?
Isn't Asian Chinese?
Yeah. That's what
But
I was.
Asia's massive, innit? It spans like...
You know, the people that talk like this, like they're Asians as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
The people who talk like this, I can't do accents, but like them's not Asians, is there? So what are they?
Dunno.
What's the word? It's just Indian.
Maybe Asian.
They weren't Indian though, because Mr. East didn't like
Mr.
Indians.
Khan.
He used to say "you Indian" to everybody, didn't he?
Yeah,
Remember? So they were Pakistani.
It says British Pakistani.
Yeah. I don't know what you would call them. Hilarious though.
Good though. Class film.
Class film.
Definitely worth watching.
Definitely worth watching. Yeah, you need to watch that. So Edinburgh Fringe, that's a big one, that, isn't
good.
it?
It's really
That's
good.
kind of like the Mecca, right?
Yeah.
That's the Holy Grail, isn't
Yeah.
it? Because I
Yeah.
hear American comedians talk about the Fringe.
Yeah.
So it's a big deal, not just in England. It's
Yeah,
known
it's-
internationally,
There's
right?
a lot of Americans came. I had an American act on doing one of my nights as well. She was really good, actually. I can't remember her name. But
So how does one get to the Edinburgh Fringe? How does one do that? Is there an application form?
you need to find a venue first. So I was at the Alchemist. You heard the Alchemist before. There's all them fancy drinks like in test tubes and shit.
Yeah.
So I got into the Alchemist on George Street. We had like a little side room which was just set up for comedy, and then I applied for that. You can either do the free fringe, which is where you don't charge anyone, or you can do the paid fringe, but it all costs a fortune. Like I was probably, for the week I was there, probably spent $2,000
No way.
on accommodation and just getting to and from and stuff like that. So you don't really tend to make that much money back.
For those who don't know, what is, in your own words, what is the Edinburgh Fringe Festival?
It's a collection of artists
Right.
doing everything from comedy to music to plays. It's just basically, it's an arts festival.
Right.
So, but for comedy, it's like the one to go to. Like you'll have people there that are like, well, you'll have like Ed Byrne and Frankie Boyle and stuff. Andy told, didn't he, that we were opposite Frankie Boyle's gig. Honestly, right, I walked outside the venue and there was a queue fucking massive. There was about 1,000 people. I was like, oh my God, like they've obviously heard that I'm here.
Obviously,
And,
yeah.
And I was like, do you want to come in and watch comedy? And he was like, nah, we're going to watch Frankie Boyle at 9 o'clock. And I was like, oh,
Chill.
that's what time my night is. So I had a couple of nanas come in. And that was it.
Yeah, I mean, nanas don't want to hear Frankie Boyle's.
Well, they didn't want to hear me either, apparently. But Edinburgh Fringe is good. It's not all it's cracked up to be. Like, it's the place to get noticed. Like,
Right.
if you're going to get noticed, you're going to get noticed at Edinburgh Fringe.
Who's noticing you?
Well, there's like promoters and like talent agents and talent scouts and shit like that. So there's plenty of people there. But again, there's that many people going that you might not
Needle in a
get
haystack
seen.
job, yeah.
Like, you've just got to hope that the right person comes in at the right show at the right time. But then again, you could be having an off day.
Do you need these people, though, George? You know, you said like promoters and shit like this. Do you need them though?
I don't think you do.
Because it sounds to me like you're doing the Mr. Independent
Yeah, I am.
role.
I am.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm not relying on no one for mine. Like, I sell my own tickets. I do my own gigs. I book my own venues.
And the world we're in now, with our worst nightmare, the thing that's ruining the world, social media, the world, and these people who are holding the bottleneck, the gatekeepers and shit like this, not just in your industry, in a lot of industries, it's opened it right up now.
Yeah.
Because it's like, fuck you, mate. I don't need you no more.
Yeah.
I'll be good at what I do, and I'll use the power of social media and networking, and you can just blow them away. The world's
what I
changing,
do.
right?
Yeah, 100%. And if you can do it yourself, like, you haven't got no one to rely on. Like,
No.
I ain't got no promoters. I
Or
need
to
pay.
answer to.
Yeah, or to answer to.
You don't have to kiss no one's ass.
Like, the same with this, like, these businesses that we've bought into. Like, that's 2 more venues there that I can use now.
Yeah.
Like Manzone and Dubliners. I ain't got to pay some venue to host the night there. So you just start taking away like all the expenses and then just start running nights. Like, I've got loads of gigs planned for them 2 venues and it'll all be...
Can we get some free tickets?
Yeah, of course you can.
How much will them free tickets cost me?
Nothing. You can just come.
Are you just saying that because we're on... What's this here?
Oh, this is my Manzo. There's my little mate Craig.
Go on, Craig.
He's a mint singer. This is Manzo. That's my wife there, Katie.
Yeah, it looks class-like.
Mate, it's so good. You need to come.
Yeah.
You like steak, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, mate, you've never tried steak like it.
I like food, Jord.
Yeah, well.
If it goes in your mouth, I'm involved.
Look at them
Steaks
onion
there, man.
rings.
Oh, look at that. Oh, sexy.
Nice ribeye on the menu or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you have it cooked though?
I'll ruin them.
Do you get fucking well done?
One before that. A medium well.
Oh, God.
I'll take a medium well or a
Thought
well.
we were connecting over something here.
I know, mate. I don't do blood like. It shouldn't be blood.
It's just a bit of a disgrace, that, mate.
I'm sorry, mate.
Can't you just get medium rare? It's not actually blood.
Look, do you know what it is? I've eaten steaks that have been medium rare. Yeah, I'll eat them. I'm not saying I won't eat them. I just prefer it that way. You know what I mean? Sometimes when it's a bit bloody, I'm like, I'd just rather have it cooked. That's all.
That makes sense.
Do you know what I mean?
suppose, yeah.
Like, I don't want it raw.
Yeah.
Thank you, though.
Still
But
cooked, though.
Yeah, I just prefer it cooked.
Thank you, though.
Like,
We'll
it's
still
all right.
come.
He's left to come through, though. It's mint. And then, like, the Dubliners as well. It's all, like, smash burgers and, like, little, like, tater tots and dirty fries and shit like that.
Oh, sounds filthy.
Mint, mate. It's so good.
I think it's a great time to be into restaurateuring at the
Yeah.
moment. Like, I think.
good.
I mean, there's never really a bad time, but difficult. We'll get to it in a minute, like, but I ain't done with you on comedy yet.
Okay.
You did get first of all,
Oh.
you've been abroad.
Yeah, I have, yeah.
Where's it took you?
Turkey. So I went over to Turkey for a holiday, and again, how you say about people just jumping for it. So I went to the hotel, spoke to the hotel owner, and I was like, because I noticed he had entertainment on, I was like, have you ever had comedy on? And he was like, no. So I said, well, do you want me to do a gig for you? That's it. There's that boy in my wedding suit.
So hang on a minute, Jord. Let me just rewind here.
Okay.
You didn't go to Turkey for a gig.
No, I went for a holiday.
You were on holiday.
Yeah.
And you just clocked the owner.
Yeah, I asked him.
Wow.
Had your holy socks?
Yep, took him with me.
Wow.
And then he said, yeah, I'll put you on for one night, see how it goes down. Hotel, 200 people. Went on, done an hour and a half. Went down really well. And then we came, that was 2 years ago. I done like a test gig. And then I came back last year, spoke to him again, and he said, why don't you come over and I'll give you some more hotels to do because I know more people. So I done a little tour.
No
done
way.
like 3 hotels.
And that all started from you just
I
saying,
literally went up and said, "What have you got booked for this week?" And he was like, "Oh, we've got this on Monday, Tuesday, nothing on Wednesday,
you
Thursday,
did
Friday."
a few jars or what?
No, I just said, I said to him, "Put me on the Wednesday, and I guarantee you'll sell out, and I'll give you the best night that you've ever had in comedy." And so I did.
Wow.
I know that
Respect.
sounds really cocky, but like I knew what I could do. It was
Damn
like,
right, be cocky.
it was like a British hotel, and so it was easy, mate. It was all like the big dads sat around there with like sunburnt heads and that because they won't put sun cream on. So I ripped them, and like people had flown over on Ryanair, so I had about 4 hours worth of material on scruffy people flying on Ryanair, and just easy.
Ideal, like,
It was amazing.
audience.
And then he gave me a couple more hotels, and I'm in talks now for this year to go over and do like 4 or 5 different hotels over the space of like 4 months.
Wow.
good.
The tour of Turkey 2.
Tour of Turkey 2.
Is that what it'll be, the second?
No, I'll
Second
probably
time?
just use this. I've already made that one, so I'll probably just put a 2 on.
Yeah.
Stick a little 2 where my head is or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's good, man.
Tell me about this gig in prison you did.
Oh yeah, how do you know about? Fuck, you don't have to do some research, don't you?
Yeah.
So I was speaking to a lady that's in healthcare for the prison, and she said, "Would you come in and speak to some of the lads?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll come in and speak to them," because obviously a lot of lads in prison suffer with mental health, and
bet.
obviously, and like the majority of my gigs are targeted around mental health, especially like the fundraisery stuff at the end. So I went in to speak to him and went on the wings and that, spoke to the lads. They were all sound, like they were all really good lads. Like I know obviously they've done wrong, but
Which
like,
prison was it?
Dearbolt. So
Right.
it used to be young offenders, but now it's like a full prison. So I went in on the wings, spoke to the lads, gave them like some advice about stuff and told them like my story. Had a bit of a crack with them and I laughed, done a little gig for them on like the wing. And then she said to me, "Will you do one for all the prison staff, all the governors and that?"
Never.
And the governor and all the screws, can you call them screws? Is that what
That's what they are, innit?
Prison officers.
Whatever.
So there was like 50 of them in there. So I went in the canteen and done a gig for like 50 prison staff.
How did that go down?
I just rinsed them.
Did you?
Tortured him, yeah.
Ripped him?
Yeah, tortured the governor.
I'd shit myself. I think they're going to lock me up.
Yeah, no, I was worried about that.
I don't know, I think they literally
But,
could.
Yeah, but I just done that, and then I got honestly like some of the nicest. I should have prepared this and showed you that like the lads wrote down like feedback about me going in, and oh mate, honestly, made me cry.
The prisoners?
Yeah,
Did that?
they wrote like stuff down about like what I'd said and like how it made such a difference, and I was like speaking to them like one of them and not like someone that was in trying to tell them everything's going to be like peachy and nice.
What were you telling them? What was it? You just had to go in and just give them encouragement. What was it?
Yeah, I just went in and said, I told them about like my struggles in after Afghan and like how I've been at my low points and stuff like that. And then I just spoke to them. I didn't ask them what they'd done. Like I didn't want to really do that.
No.
Like, and it didn't really matter to me, to be honest.
No.
Like everyone's made mistakes and they're in there because they've made a mistake or they've been caught. Like that's the top and bottom of it, innit? But I just said to him like about when they come out, about starting a new life. And one thing I said to him as well is like, because I said, "What do you want to do when you get out of prison?" to one lad, and he was like, "Oh, I haven't got any qualifications." And turns out he was in for drugs, and I found that one out. And I said, "Well, think about what you've been caught doing, right? So you've like bought a product, you've marketed it to the right people, and you've sold it, and you've distributed it, and you've made a profit." I was like, "So if you can just replace cocaine with another product, then you've got a business plan."
Listen,
Like-
I'll say now, I believe probably some of, the best business minds out there are probably good drug dealers.
Yeah, but
You
it's
know?
exactly the same, innit? Like, that's what I said to him. I was like, what you've done is you've marketed a product and sold it, and you've obviously got a demand for it. So if you can replace a Class A drug with something else that you believe in, it's not illegal, you've got a business plan.
Yeah. Problem is, like, it's what we said before. Some people are just that, to get into that sort of stuff, it's harder, isn't it? Selling drugs is, dare I say, easier.
It is, but then, like, a lot of the lads that I spoke to, honestly, they were just misunderstood.
Of course.
Like, they've came from bad lives, bad pasts, and, like, I'd never judge them. Like, we're all like one paycheck away from being in the same position.
Mate, we're all one decision away from being in prison,
Yeah,
really. You know what I mean?
100%.
Literally.
Like,
Anything
that's
can
why I
happen.
didn't judge them when I went in, and I think that they liked that and appreciated it because I wasn't judgy with them.
No.
They're just lads.
Of course, yeah.
Just made the wrong decision.
You just got caught.
Yeah. I mean, we've probably all done stuff that, like, is frowned upon.
damn
We just
right.
haven't been caught.
100%. Some of us have, Jord.
Yeah.
Tell us about Britain's Got Talent.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
I already
fuck.
know the answer to it.
Oh, mate. So I went, right? So I thought, oh, fucking
Oh,
hell.
fucking hell. I didn't know he'd found this.
Oh,
Where have you
no.
pulled this from? Oh, God.
This isn't actually the Britain's Got Talent audition. This is just one that I made up.
Oh, all right.
Just a wind-up in it, this
Yeah, just
one.
a wind-up.
Kill this, Southpaw.
Yeah, kill this. This is
Kill this.
So I went, right? But this is basically what it was about, right? So
Right.
I went in and I thought Britain's Got Talent was going to be like you see on TV, right? You go in, there's fucking Simon Cowell and Amanda Holden and everyone's...
it's like, innit?
Yeah, no, it's not. It's
True.
a big farce,
Right.
right? So I thought I was going to go in, speak to the judges or at least speak to an audience,
Yeah.
right? So I went there, stood in the queue in Manchester. There was loads of fucking weirdos in the queue with us, like people doing card tricks and shit and
Right.
like people juggling fire and fucking doing cartwheels. Loads of kids
Right.
doing like backflips and that because that's all it's always full of them in it.
Of course.
Dance groups and stuff with little tutus on and shit
Yeah.
like that. And so I stood in this queue for like 2 hours. And then she said, right, George, you're going in next. So I stood outside, a massive hall, and I was like, right, I'm going to smash this, right? Like,
Man's got this.
Yeah, there's a crowd in there. I'm going to ruin them, torture them, easy, right? Went in, there's a massive sports hall, and one woman sat at a table with a laptop,
Shut
right,
up.
in a fucking suit. And so she went, go on then. And I went, what do you mean? She went, go on, tell me some comedy. And I was like, where's the audience? And she was like, no, that's like 4 stages down before you see an audience. She was like, you have to impress me first. And then if I like it, then you go through to another set of producers, which is like 3 or 4. And then you go to another set of producers, which is like 10. And then you go through to the live audience. So bearing in mind my style of comedy, I couldn't exactly rip her, could I?
No.
And like everything I was saying, like my comedy, I usually bounce off the audience and get a reaction. So I started doing this set, right? And about 30 seconds in, she was just sat like this, typing away, right? And so I said to her, I said, what am I doing here? I said, is this a waste of time? And she was like, well, you need to try and make me laugh. I said, but you're sat by yourself. I was like, there's no audience.
It's not going to work.
And I said, and you're not even looking at me. You're on your laptop. I was like, so I'm just going to go.
So, literally?
So I just turned around and fucked off, yeah.
No way.
That was it. She was like, oh, well, and I was like, nah, fuck this.
Nah.
See you later.
I
So
bet
went
as
out.
soon as you walked in that room and you seen that one person sat there,
I knew it was
you
never
just
going to
went,
go anywhere.
Ah,
Yeah.
right.
Shit. One person. She had a little suit on, little spectacles, typing away on a laptop.
So, of course, in your head, you believed that your audition would be what we see on the telly.
Yeah.
We walk in, everybody cheers.
Yeah, but it's not. It's not. That's like fucking 4 down the line.
Yeah.
So you've got to get... So then how do all these cranks that are pure shite, they must get through 4 producer auditions before they go in front of that?
All I can assume is that they're that bad that the producers
good
obviously
TV.
thought this is going to make good TV.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I didn't know that when I drove 3 hours to Manchester.
You should have just switched it up and just did that Greek dance thing that them two did.
Stavros Flatley.
Yeah, you should have said, right, here we go. Give us 1 second. Top off.
Literally, honestly, I said to her, must have been about 40 seconds in, I went, here, I'm not about this. I said, I'm
No.
out of here. And she was proper shocked. And she was like, well, maybe come back next year. I was like, nah, you're all right, thanks. See you
No,
later.
no.
Walked off, got a Greg's, went home.
I mean, has there anybody in comedy been far in Britain's Got Talent?
Well, that Viggo Venn won last year, didn't he? That dancing guy with where he takes all his clothes off, the high-vis stuff.
He don't sound like a comedian. Is he a comedian?
He's Norwegian.
I never watched it.
Yeah, he just took his high-vis off. Just done loads of dances with a high-vis vest. Took him off and won. 250
He won
grand.
Britain's Got Talent.
Yeah.
Right.
So-
What was his act exactly? Dancing? Was he a good dancer?
He had like 15 high-vis vests on. And he took one high-vis vest off to a song like one more time, and then he took another high-vis vest off. Then another one and another one. And he won. That's the sort of shit you're dealing with, mate. Like, I knew the second I walked in and that little knobhead was sat looking at me. I was like, there's no way I'm going to get through here.
Why does she have to be a knobhead?
She was a fucking knobhead. You should have seen the way she looked at me, honestly. Like, and I started to talk about like my kids and
She
stuff.
looked you up and down. Like,
Yeah, yeah, as if to say like, make me laugh, funny boy.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, what a gimp. Fuck her. Anyway,
Fuck it, mate.
didn't need her.
Man's independent.
Man's independent, yeah.
Man's independent.
Man's
Shit.
from Edinburgh.
Obviously, mate. Fucking hell. She's lucky that you turned up. What's the craziest thing that's happened to you in comedy so far, off the top of your head? Or a crazy thing?
A crazy thing.
Might not be the most craziest.
Probably that blind man walking around bumping into the optics. It was fucking weird. I didn't really know what to do there.
Sounds unique.
Or when I was in Edinburgh and I told a story about smoking fags, and it was full of Americans, and they thought that I was talking about fags like as in gay people, and I'd said that after a couple of drinks I can put like 20 fags in my mouth. So they obviously thought that I was like sucking off 20 gay men. That was quite strange. It was quite hard to try and bring that back round, to be honest, because I'd lost the audience by that point.
Yeah, gone.
Deep South Americans, and I was...
And they hate fags as well.
Oh, they hate them. And I was like, I was so into my story that I didn't see the disgust on the face.
No.
It was good. It was mind-boggling, to be honest.
Yeah.
Quite good.
A learning experience.
A learning curve, yeah.
Yeah. Ain't language funny. You know. And so are Americans. Fuck them anyway, they're all inbred anyway. Aren't they? You've been at Hot Water.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
That was good.
You got an image of that, right, Southpaw?
Oh, there he is. Sexy bastard.
Scenes. I mean...
Oh, same T-shirt on as well.
That is about as good as it gets, right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
So that night there, you turn up and do like a 5-minute set, and anyone can go, but you've got to like get picked out of the group of like 20, 30 people that apply to do your set. But that one should be going up on YouTube soon. But it was that was mint. Like, it's weird though, because when you see it on TV, on like YouTube, it seems massive.
Right.
But when you go in, it's like the room's the size of this.
Really?
Yeah.
What, so the whole Hot Water Comedy Club is this big?
Yeah. Then there's like loads of rooms on the outside, like bars and stuff.
Right.
But the actual room holds about 50 people in like rows. It's probably about the size of this.
Really?
Yeah, and then there's just that little one wall there, but it's only a tiny wall. It's like just a backdrop.
Is it a real wall?
No, I don't think so.
Wallpaper?
Yeah, I think it's a wallpaper. No, it might be a real wall. I don't know. I wasn't looking. That must be because that's screwed in, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. But that was a buzz doing that. That was class.
I bet.
And I got an applause break on that, which is good.
What's an applause break?
Where you say something and then people start clapping really loud and then you have to stop and take in the atmosphere. And to get that Hot Water was pretty rare.
Yeah.
Which was
Bit like
good.
a standing ovation.
Yeah, but like mid-gig.
Yeah, mid-gig. Yeah. I don't, again, all I see is that this this hot water thing seems to be, in the last few years, it seems to be going divvy
Yeah, it's
online.
Paul Smith, innit? It's done that.
He made it famous.
Yeah.
But there's other people, there's Jamie Hutchinson and
Yeah,
people
yeah.
like that who are part of the affiliate to this, right?
Yeah.
But aren't they all like quite clicky? They all just seem like...
Everyone's clicky in comedy.
Seems like
Unless
they've
you're
got like a gang.
Yeah, but
like-
like they've got the Northwest, haven't they?
Yeah.
And then like you've got the clickiness in the Northeast, and then you've just got the little lone wolf like me that doesn't fucking talk to anyone.
Who's top of the pops in the Northeast? Like if Paul Smith is probably the king of the Northwest, who's the king up here?
Don't know.
Jord Lozman.
Probably. Nah, because I'm hated, so it won't be me.
Well, I have a saying that it's like, you know, this is my belief, whether it be good or bad, as long as they're talking about you, that's what you want.
Yeah.
You know?
All press is good press.
All press is good press. So they say. So what's the 2023 Gong Award?
Oh, that was so I went and done a Gong show in Wetherby, and so there was like 8 Gong shows throughout the year, and then the final. So if you win the Gong show, you go through the final. So every month there was a Gong show on, and I won my month.
Right.
And then you go through to the final, which was like December, I think it was. And that's all the winners from the other Gong shows. So there's like 6 people per Gong show, 1 winner. So that one person then goes through to that Gong Rong, the final there. And then I won the whole thing. And actually, the lad that I beat in the final was a lad called Frankie Monroe that won the BBC New Comedy Awards this year.
No way.
And I beat him at that Gong show.
Yes. And this guy, what's his name?
Frankie Monroe.
Frankie Monroe.
Him there. I beat him. He won the BBC New Comedy Awards. And he was on the final with me and I won.
Get in. That's a big one, right?
Yeah.
Would you say that's probably one of your biggest achievements? To beat these people, surely.
Yeah. Probably. Like, yeah.
He's like full on. He's not just standing up telling jokes, is he?
He's full on character, isn't he?
Yeah. Is
he's
he always
funny.
just like this?
Yeah.
What?
But he won that BBC New Comedy Award things there.
He looks terrifying.
Yeah, he is. He puts like pseudocreme on his face and that.
Yeah. If he was in the next, I forget what it's called, the next horror movie thing, whatever. Yeah, he'd scare the life out of me. Huh. Well, yeah. I mean, what? Well, you've kind of answered it. I was going to ask you, what is the Gong Wong? Gong
Wong.
Gong.
Gong Wong.
Oh no, we're doing that again. Oh no.
What is the Gong Wong?
What is Gong Wrong?
It's just the final competition for like the whole of everyone from all over the north applied for that one, and over like 8 heats. Then you had the final, and then El Champione won the 2023 final
Boss.
just by doing crowd work as well. Literally, again, went in with no material and just rinsed the audience.
You just won it on crowd work.
I winged it. I didn't even have anything rehearsed for that. I just went in and thought, fuck it, I'll see what happens.
So, what's the target? Like, what's the...
Live at the Apollo.
Yeah, I've seen this. It's on your vision board.
Have you seen my vision board?
I've seen your vision board. Yeah. Smack bang in the middle, innit? Along with your McLarens and shit.
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
So this is the holy grail for you.
Yeah.
Live at the Apollo. Yeah. Does that come with... Oh, well, I mean, I assume it would. Hang on. Does... You know the whole Netflix special thing? Is that just an American thing, or is that English too?
No, British people can get it as well. I've got that on there. Like.
Mo Gilligan's got one.
Yeah, Mo Gilligan's got one. The one that you've seen.
Yes, he does, yeah. What's on Netflix, obviously. Come on, Dan, get with the beat.
So that's the plan in the next 5 years. So that's... I'm actually looking at that car now, as I told you before.
Yeah?
I've got the watch. That is just a random house with gates. I want a house that's got gates, so people can't come in because I don't like people coming in. Like, someone knocked at my door, right, last night at fucking 8:30, right? And I was sat watching TV, and he knocked on the door, and I went to him, and he said, have you got a minute to talk about guide dogs for the blind? I said, it's 8:30, mate, fuck off. Like, why would you knock on my door at this time of night? I said, no, come back in, like, daytime. So that's the reason I want gates, because then you can't have blind guide dog people knocking on your fucking door at 8 o'clock.
But then you'll be checking the gates at 11:30 on night, won't you?
Oh, yeah.
Nah, I just have an electric fence around it and when they try and come through.
What we need, mate, you need a moat.
I know. It'd be good, that, wouldn't it? You know, you can buy them in France. You know, you can buy, like, chateaus.
I know.
Yeah, and you can redo them up, mate. And, like, yeah, that's what I'd want there. But I wouldn't like to... Imagine how haunted that'd be.
Oh, God.
Be good, that, though, wouldn't it?
I'd love a moat.
You keep talking about these moats, Daniel.
I can't think of anything more better. Like,
Well, that's not even a drawbridge, though. So you just... That's pointless, that.
That's pointless. You've got to have a drawbridge.
You need to have a drawbridge or arches that sit on your roof and fuck off all the, like, door knockers.
Yeah. Archers.
You could build a moat, though. You should dig it around your house, couldn't you?
You could. Yeah, you could build a shit one, couldn't you?
Yeah, like a Darlow moat.
Yeah, just like a trench.
Just build an house around Skern Park, around the river. Be sound.
Yeah, you literally could build a
Yeah.
trench, put some plastic lining in it and
Yeah,
fill
it'd
it
be
up.
all right, yeah. That could be a new business venture.
Maybe, yeah.
We could start building moats together.
Imagine that, yeah. DarlowMoats.com.
I reckon there's a target audience
Yeah.
for it, you know.
I know a company that'll build them
DarlowMoats.com.
a website as well.
Yeah?
You know?
I mean, you could make a bespoke website for that, couldn't you?
Yeah. Bespoke website.
Bespoke website.
So, I'm not going to ask if you flopped because you've told me that. You
I
did.
have flopped
You have
numerous
flopped.
times.
So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump to this. Do you have any, because you're now how many years into comedy?
2, 3.
2, 3.
3-ish.
Do you have any advice for aspiring comedians or people who want to get into comedy?
Yeah.
Which is?
Don't go with all of the shit that is surrounding the comedy circuit now. Just do your own thing. Like, I've said this to Andy, which is why me and Andy work so close together. Like, you can either be part of the clique and you'll get loads of gigs on shit venues where you'll get 10 people in for the rest of your life and you'll get paid £10 for a spot. Or you can do your own thing, start your own night and do it how you want and have nobody to work for or answer to. Just get a little bit of practice in, go and do some 10 spots and 5 spots, and then after that, do your own thing. Do it by yourself. Don't please anyone.
Stay independent.
Stay independent, and then nobody can cancel you.
Right.
Nobody can tell you what you can and can't say. Like, the whole point of comedy is you should be able to be free and do what you want. Like, so just do that.
And you shouldn't have to suck anyone's dick to get there.
No, not until
Basically.
you get to prison.
No. So let's talk about some of these podcasts, mate. Even Steel Cracks.
Yeah.
What's that?
So that's me and my mate Callum and my mate Craig. So Craig's the singer that was on that video for Manzo.
All right.
It's just about, we talk a lot about men's mental health. So we've had a lad on who lost his son to suicide, who does all of my photos for the venues now. He's a really good lad. He's been on and told his story. We speak about like just everyday stuff. It's pretty much the same as this as well. We don't really like, we just say what we want, to be honest. It's the best way to be.
Bit of free speech.
Yeah, that's it there.
Yeah.
And the reason behind the name,
It's a good name.
yeah, is because even though steel's very strong, it still has a breaking point.
Oh, yeah.
And steel being from Teesside, the northeast, like even steel, even the strongest of people can crack.
Yeah, when I read it and I saw the name, I thought, I wish we were that creative in names. Like, that's a good name, that. I mean, I got it without you explaining it. Even Steel Cracks, yeah, It makes sense.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
Who came up with the name? You?
No, Callum. I'd have called it something like Jord's podcast or something
Jord's
like that.
podcast.
Yeah, all about Jord.
It's all about Jord. Speaking of which, Larry Lozman's.
yeah, that's good. That's me and Katie. That's a laugh doing that one.
Yeah.
She's so funny.
What do you
She
do?
writes all my material, Katie.
No way.
Swear to God, like when I do material, it's all from her. She's so fucking funny.
Really?
Like if you listen to that podcast when she's trying to do a Welsh accent and that, oh my God, it is so funny. Like that's it there. Yeah, she's just hilarious.
So this is you two.
Just talking about being the dad and the
Bants.
mum and like each other and the lack of sex that you have in a fucking relationship for 9 years and 2 kids and them coming in the middle of the night and getting in the bed with you and stuff like that. It's just like, it's just relatable stuff.
Yeah. So
really good.
are these still ongoing, these podcasts?
Yeah, but we haven't done either of them for a little while now with these new businesses that we've bought into.
Speaking of which, the one that interests me the most, Manzo.
Yeah.
How did that start?
It's mental.
Go on.
So I went and done a gig on New Year's Eve for them.
At Manzo?
At Manzo.
Okay.
Never been before. Never heard of it before.
So they booked you to go.
Yeah.
Right.
So I done the New Year's Eve gig where I was going to do, I think I'd done about an hour and a half over New Year. Mm. And it looks good, that, doesn't it?
Does like.
And
it's a bit too underdone for me, like.
And after the gig, I spoke to Josh, which is one of the... I made that. I designed that myself on Canva. It's good, that, isn't it? I'm fucking creative as fuck, mate. So I went and done this gig, and then I came away from it, got on really well with him, and then I rang Josh, and I was like, why don't we open up a comedy club? And he was like, I'll do one better. Why don't you invest in the business and be part owners of Manzo and a Dubliners?
Right.
And the hospitality group, which is like what it's all under, like the Walker Hospitality Group. So after New Year's Eve, on like the 2nd or 3rd, I dropped my whole life savings into Manzo.
No way.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I know. Know fuck all about restaurants as well.
You've gone all in.
Yeah. Told you, mate. That's what we got to do.
All in.
All in. And it'll work as well. It's already really well. It's like #1 on TripAdvisor and 2023 Traveller's Choice Award. So that's Josh there in the white. He used to be head chef at Manzo.
All right.
And then they were going to close it down, so he decided to take over it, and that's his mum in the middle there, Bev.
I love that.
So it's like a proper family-run restaurant, and I'm now the events director of it and part owner, along with Katie.
So your role isn't cooking
No,
or serving or
I can't
putting
even
pints.
make beans on toast.
Your job is to keep them laughing,
Yeah, smooth the customers.
smooth the customers.
So I go in and like I wear a suit now. I never wore a suit in my life.
Right.
But go in, wear a suit, walk around, speak to the customers, let them know who we are, let them know what the plan is, get any like feedback off them, introduce ourselves to them so that they've got like a like face to the name.
So you're going to do some comedy nights there?
Yeah, loads. We've got shitloads coming up. Singers as well, and live music and pianos and stuff. Got a Valentine's event coming up where I've got a piano player, and then I'm doing comedy afterwards.
Huh.
So it's really good, and it's like what they've done with it already has already made it really successful. So we've came in at like a low level while it's still like developing, and we're going to build it up to make it even bigger.
I first heard of Manzo not through getting to talk to you. I heard somebody in my life saying we need to try this place.
Yeah.
So whatever is going on, or however you are doing it, it's traveling. The person who told me about it had never been.
Yeah.
And they were showing me pictures saying we need to go here, we need to go here. And just, it's mad how we very nearly did.
Yeah.
Me and this person nearly went to this restaurant and then we didn't. Long story short, we picked Tomahawk instead. But it's mad how it's come back round and now I'm talking to you,
Yeah.
who is part owner in Manzo.
Yeah, well,
So-
I'm doing the social media for it now, and since I've been doing the social media in the last month and a bit, it's gone up by like ridiculous. We had like 55,000 website views in the last month, and
Really?
like serious like viewage on Facebook
viewage.
and Instagram. But I'm just trying to push it.
Whatever you're doing, it's working because it's filtering through. It's going
Thanks,
through the
mate.
social networks. Do you know what I mean?
It's good. Some algorithms are well hard to get your head around, though, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. I don't have a clue what Southpaw's thing, all that. Innit?
Getting there.
Yeah. So look, this is something not to end on this sort of note, but the mental health. What's First Contact UK?
So First Contact UK is the charity that I'm working with. It's set up by a lad called Tommy, and it offers like respite to people that are struggling. So they're trying to get money for a caravan in Redcar, in one of the caravan parks there. That it's right on the beach. It's really nice, where people can go and they just, if they're struggling, they can have like a night away in this caravan and get their head together and stuff with the family or whatever. They're doing a walk through the Camino de Santiago, which is like Spain.
I've got a friend that's done it.
Yeah, so that's one of the things that they're doing. And I've just been trying to make as much money for them as I can. So obviously we're doing the full Monty on the 10th of February. Full willies out, everything. That'll be good. Already pre-shaved the balls for that, so that'll be good.
Yes.
And then, yeah, it's just, that's what we're making money for now. But it's a really good charity. I've worked with a couple of mental health charities in my time in comedy, but these lads they're good.
Yeah. Yeah, I know it's something that's touched your life quite a lot.
Yeah.
And there was somebody else I wanted to ask about, and I've skimmed over it, but I think it's fitting that we do because we are sort of on our winding down time here. Ollie and Sheena.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I spotted this. Dare I ask, how's things?
She died.
I thought so.
So, yeah, it's fucking horrible. So I was in the regiment with Ollie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in your regiment.
Yeah. And it's just fucking horrible. Like, I tried to make $5,000 there for them, but we haven't yet. I wasn't really expecting it to happen as quick as no one was, as quick as it did. But, yeah, unfortunately, she passed away now. But I'll get that $5,000
I have no doubt, mate.
for the family. To be honest, I've been so busy with... Was that you there? Is that you there?
Who?
That little...
Yeah, that was me, yeah.
Oh, thanks, mate. I seen that come through. But with everything that's been going on with the restaurants and comedy and stuff, I haven't had time to really push it. But now she's gone. Fucking hell, it's hard to speak about this, man.
Sorry,
Like, well, that's all right. Now that she's actually gone, like, I'll raise that $5,000. I'll raise that soon. I'll just put events on, and then it'll give it something for the kids and that. But I haven't been able to push it as much recently because I've just been flat out with all these businesses and shit. But yeah, it's fucking shit, innit? She's only young.
No, I know. Yeah, the reason I thought long and hard about mentioning it, but
Caught me off guard.
yeah, I thought long and hard about mentioning it, but I feel like, out of respect, I feel like every time I've been going through these notes, I just keep seeing Ollie and Sheena sitting in this note, and I know that I haven't mentioned it,
Yeah.
and I know I was fearing what you were going to say,
It's just shit, mate.
but
Like,
I can't not mention it.
It's just so fucking shit. Like, kids and being married and like Sheena to Ollie is Katie to me. And that's why I relate to it so much, because without Katie, I wouldn't be here today. And I don't know if Ollie's gone through the same thing that I have. Hopefully he hasn't, but like, behind every strong man, there's an even stronger woman. So, and now she's not there anymore, which I just think is fucking shit. So whatever it takes, I'll raise that fucking money.
I have no doubt. One thing I've learned about you, I say I've only met you today, but just getting to know you a little bit through your various social medias and what's out there, you have a lot of strong qualities, but you also have venom. I've noticed that about you.
Yeah.
And it's something that I personally relate to, that you aren't just driven. There's more to it than that. You've got like a burning desire. You've got something inside of you that's abnormal.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that can play in many ways. But when you seem like the type of guy that if you're going to do something, you're fucking going to do it.
Yeah.
And you seem like if you say something and you put it out there, you're going to do it.
Yeah, I don't care who gets in the way.
No,
I know that might sound bad,
that.
but I'll stand on anyone that gets in the way to get to what I need to do. Like, if it means raising $5,000 for them by like pushing people out of the way, then I'll fucking happily do it. And by selling out venues, if I have to step on people's toes, then I'll stamp on the toes. I don't care. I won't even just tread lightly on the toes. I'll run over them to get to where we need to be.
I believe you, mate. I believe you.
Yeah.
So, sorry for mentioning that. And
No, it's good that we brought that up, because obviously people will hopefully see it and read about it.
Yeah, Southpaw, will you link is it a GoFundMe page?
Yeah. Just giving, is it?
We'll link that below, and we'll get a reel out as well.
Yeah, you'll get that out there as well. So on the wind down, how can people find Jord Lozman and get tickets? I mean, obviously you're going to get a website made by Dash Media for your tickets, obviously.
It's
but until
bespoke, innit?
Yeah, but until that's built, how can people, many questions, how can people find you? How can people watch you perform, book tickets, dates, tours? Tell us all about it.
So there's www.larrylaughs.com, which has got all of the venues on. It needs updating, actually, because it's just, it's not bespoke at the minute. It's a bit shit. So that's the website. Larry Comedy is my Instagram, and Jord Loz on Facebook. Facebook and Instagram are where I'll have most of my gig things on. But yeah, it's the website, LarryLaughs.com. That'll have everything on. And there's also stuff on there about men's mental health and stuff like that, which people can get links to. And that's
it's all on the socials.
It's all on the socials.
Will we link them, Southpaw?
We shall do.
Now, Jord, normally what I do now, right, is normally we'd wrap it up, so thanks for coming, blah, blah, blah. But you do something a bit different, quite unique, which is at the end of your gigs, you do something, don't you?
Yeah.
Which is you have a thing or two to say at the end of your gigs. I wondered, because I do think it's something that's important. I think it's something that's very prevalent at the moment. I wondered if, as a sign out for this video, you would mind just giving us one of those little talks.
Yeah, so what I say at the end of every gig is I tell people about my story. So I served in Afghan twice, 6 months at a time. And when I came back, I realised about 10 years after coming back from Afghan that something wasn't right. And I went down the same route that most people do when they struggle with mental health, and thought that the only way out of what I was suffering from was to take my own life. Ended up in West Park Hospital, where I was put on suicide watch for Christmas Eve, Christmas Day and Boxing Day on my son's first proper Christmas, so I missed that. And then got to the point where I couldn't go on anymore, and finally realised that I needed to look for some help. So instead of just locking myself away, I started to seek the help that I needed, and started to surround myself with more positive people and people that were doing more of what I wanted to do and what I wanted to be in my life, and got rid of the negative people in my life. And the way that I describe it is, when you get on a plane and you take off from Newcastle Airport and it's all miserable and shitty and the weather's raining and it's dark, and then you come through the clouds and you can't see fuck all, and then eventually you break through and it's all glorious sunshine and dead hot and warm. But when you're down at the ground level, everything seems really dark and dingy, but there's always sunshine above it. And the only time that you get to see that is when you get on a plane and you punch through the clouds. So I'd use that sort of analogy for life, that even though you might feel like it's really dark and miserable and shit at the minute, as long as you get onto your journey and keep fighting through, then eventually you'll come through with the sunshine. That's the only way that I'd describe it, really. And that's how I'd sign off.
Thank you, Jord.
No, thank you. It's been very good.
It's not a pleasure, it's an honour.
Thanks, mate.
To meet you.
You too.
Fascinating guy. I have not expectations. I have a feeling the future's bright for you, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you for coming.
No, thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure.
This has been People Like Us. That has been the one and only Jord Lozman.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you
Thanks.
next time.